Well, there goes the Daverhood.
Okay, honey.
I know it's this is a little much for the morning. It really is. It's like
Try pig.
well, pigs are almost worse.
No, not the little ones.
Not the little. Yeah, all right. Let's try pig because we were at was it.
We got them in Home Depot and Marshalls. First Marshalls, and then you were sad because they ran out of them.
Yeah.
I don't know where the elephant is.
Oh, elephant is in our room there.
Okay, maybe the appearance later.
So these are the pigs. These are.
That's a rhino.
So
that's a pig.
When Joyce and I, my wife and I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my wife Joyce. For our kicks, we go shopping on the weekends, and we go into this local place that has restaurants and a couple of big not box stores. What would you call them? Outlets?
Just like outdoor shopping. It's like Loveland was, like an outdoor shopping mall.
Yeah. I mean, the stores were indoors, but the mall itself was like a big strip-ish mall.
Yeah.
And noticed that they had
a center, a shopping
center. There you go. They had dog toys that make a marvelous.
Well, the first one was Greeley.
Greeley came first. Love him. Love Greeley will always be probably my favorite. Shaped like a pig. And the weird part is, not only does he grunt, but it sounds like he has emphysema.
Yes, he does.
Listen, he has an after grunt. You hear the air.
He has wheezing.
Yeah. So he's a COPD pig. COPD. And then, why did we get the others?
Because we went on Amazon and we saw that they had all different kind of animals.
Right, and different colored ones.
I'll bring you the shape after the elephant after your interview.
After the interview, yeah. So we also had rhino in this.
No, he wasn't second. Second was other pig.
Second was, we did find orange, right?
Yes, but I think we found orange first at the Home
Oh, so we got the, it's the same company.
Wheeze?
Huh?
To see wheeze?
Let's hear. Oh, he doesn't have emphysema.
No, he's
And we do have this one here that we got, and elephant as well, but this is rhino or hippo. I'm still not sure if this is a rhino or a hippo. Does he have? Oh, that's a good one.
But he does it
he has a little bit.
He does it on his tush.
Well, yeah. Plenty of fun for Dave in the evenings when Joyce is asleep. But Piggy still. Oh, that's the difference. Piggy comes out of the mouth hole, whereas and so does Pig. He has a little bit of the wheeze, but this one comes out of the asshole.
I think so does elephant.
Elephant may as well.
You can show them the babies too.
Are you having fun yet, folks? So this is our lives. Joyce and I were both professors. We have nothing else. We don't have kids. We don't travel. We don't do. But to get this is the excitement of our year. Getting this, or getting, of course, Elvis chicken.
Or the baby.
Oh God. Well, baby, if you think that's bad, so we're on the checkout line to grab these marvelous toys, and to quote Tom Paxton, and we grab, and I see, and at first I'm like, nah, it's a little goyish, because they had one that was specifically for Christmas, because of the Christmas hat and the Santa hat, and I'm like, nah. But then these can be abstracted.
But they also have little bumps on them.
Yeah, no, they look like they've got malaria. It's just like, they're pigs with a pox. And I thought, oh, these are really cute. Behold, right? Because we need more crap in our house. So we got the mama, we got the family. Let's get little cute pigs that do little grunty.
Yeah,
they don't.
Adorable.
Yeah, except they don't grunt. They do this.
Oh, honey.
Jesus Christ.
Please stop it.
I know. Well, I got to hear them both together. Here's one. Oh. Yeah.
Whatever baby makes that sound would be abandoned by the mother. That's a horrible sound.
I mean, if I had a baby like that made this noise, I would call Hamas and ask them to kidnap it. That's what I would do.
What does it say in the bottom?
Intended for dog use only. Keep out of reach of children. I imagine it's some sort of choking hazard.
Oh, yes.
Because imagine it won't harm the kid swallows it won't harm him, but it has to stay in him forever. And every time he rolls over in bed, he sneezes, farts. Yeah. Every time he eats, starts choking on a piece of candy or something.
I don't see how they can be good for dogs because they would chew through them.
Depends on the dog. I mean, dogs sometimes.
What dog would chew through it?
Well, we had dogs that lost all their teeth by the time they were 8.
And they're latex.
Yeah, so what? They would have a latex allergy?
Yeah.
How many dogs wear condoms?
I don't know.
Anyway, if you have no idea what the hell you've turned into, it's called Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling,
to see if your guest just
and adorable wife Joyce. And we do have a guest coming on, not just the piggies and him, but we have in the Daverhood coming in just a little while a broadcaster, a longtime radio man, like first DJs at one of the big stations out in Texas. Also became programming director of the station. He had that long career, and then he set up a foundation to get kids to be more creative and do more arts. Well, I'm all for all of these things. His name is Armando Camina, or maybe it's Camina. I mispronounced the guy's name a week ago, so maybe it's Camina, but it's Armando Camina. We're calling this episode Camino Real.
Why don't we call it God AC?
I don't get it.
Oh, AC and Camina.
We got AC. That's right. AC. I wonder if it's DC. David Crazy. Yeah, that would do it. So Armando Camina will be a guest in the Daverhood, talking about his long career in radio, talking about his foundation, which I think is like hope, faith, and dreams, or faith, hope, and dreams, or dreams,
that's
hope,
nice.
faith,
for art and kids.
Sexual dysfunction, all those things thrown together.
Why is there a potato though image?
It needed because this panorama behind me, this marvelous set design that we paid several $1,000s to a designer to create. We've got so it looked too blank on that side, so I needed something.
Potato snowboarding.
Is it potato snowboarding?
Where'd you find that?
Oh, I've had him for a couple of years. We sent away for the Idaho Potato Council.
Oh yes, this was one of them.
And this is one of the little things they sent me.
Nice.
So it's a potato snowboarding. It is the 915th episode of the show. Really, really is 915. And then, of course, love arrows pointing to our beloved Melvin G. Mintz and the Lubavitcher Rebbe, especially in this era that we're living in. So, the show is called Dave's Gone By. We have a guest. We have Rabbi Sal Solomon talking to Armando Camina about his career and his life in and out of broadcasting and in and out of the arts. Plus, we'll have a Colorado Limerick of the damned.
Want to take off your hat?
I do. Probably you can't even see like the pointy points. My head. Okay. Look, I'm bald, folks. We're going to. These get tougher and tougher. I swear to God. But every once in a while. Yeah. Well, today we go to Saguache.
What are you going to do when you run out of towns in Colorado?
I don't know. I mean, it's getting close. I can't imagine this going on for many more months in terms of finding places. Oh, a list of towns in Colorado.
Oh, you're going down a list of
them? Yeah. And then I crack open the old rhyming dictionary and thesaurus and
how many do you think you have left? Like 10?
I will be lucky if I can grab. There are ones that I wrote a couple of years ago that I never got to because I kept adding new ones. So they're all the way down the list in like the T, U, V's, and W's.
Okay.
So it'll be a little while before I run out completely. And then I may start them from scratch again, from A to Z.
Wow.
Or start writing ones from Maryland, maybe. No, why not?
Or New York to New York.
Yeah, well, yeah, the whole state of New York has tons of...
Yeah, give me more...
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I've loved doing the Colorado Limerick, so we do have a new one. We're going to Saguache, Colorado. Not like the one. You'll never guess how. I didn't know how it was spelled. Or I would see, actually it's the opposite. I would see this name listed on maps and things, and I had no idea that it was pronounced this way. It's Saguache. Saguache.
I don't think that's how it's pronounced.
It is. I looked it up. That's exactly.
No, I think in a native name, it's probably not.
Oh, they're probably like Glechomp.
Yeah.
The Ute Indians or whoever they were. But we pronounce it Saguache. As opposed to Saguache or Sasquatch, or Saguache is what I assumed it was when I was.
Where is it?
Well.
Spell it again, honey. I don't got.
Saguache. It's in southern Colorado, but not completely far south. And it's apparently like every place else in Colorado, just gorgeous with mountains and stuff. We'll tell you about Saguache, Colorado.
I would say Saguache.
Right.
Saguache.
Yeah. But there it is.
Wow.
What?
It's a low altitude for Colorado, but it's got less than 600 people, 539.
Yeah.
One says 539, the other one says 531 people.
Well, a family must have died.
Yeah, I think 8 people left from 2020 to 2020.
8 people got a job in Wyoming.
Yeah. What is it known for? Rock climbing, mountains. What does it mean? Blue Earth.
Blue Earth or blue water. It's varied.
Water at Blue Earth, yeah.
Yeah, blue water near Blue Earth, yeah. Blue urns. I said blue urns. Very, very obscure Simpsons joke right there. But anyway, so we'll have a poem. How bad is it? Is it X-rated, R-rated?
It was Ute Indian.
Yeah. Well, they were kind of older than little Utes. Oh, this is cute. I'm almost thinking of having Rabbi Saul do this one. So it's cute and sick at the same time. It's our Colorado Limerick. We'll also have Greeley Times, where we go to Greeley, Colorado, where Joyce and I lived for a bunch of years, for items from their local newspaper.
They do have local grocery stores and a convenience store.
A convenience store, that's convenient.
Restaurants, gas stations, a public library, a privately owned welcome center, a thrift store, a theater.
Whoa.
That has both movies and entertainment.
Not a bad town.
A Pioneer Museum, which has the largest arrowhead collection in Colorado.
Whoa.
So if you really...
No. You know what? I went to the Arrowhead Museum. Yes. There's no point.
But the museum has 7 rooms of displays. 7.
This is a town of 500 people.
7.
Yeah.
Wait, for lodging there are a motel.
Oh, good.
There is a motel, 1 motel, and bed and breakfast.
Yeah, it sounds like a great place to visit. Sounds like a town with a lot more tourists than locals who actually live there.
I wonder if that's true. Yeah.
Well, no, it is. It's Colorado. It's what you would expect, except it's in the southern part of the state. Yeah. So now that you know so much about Saguache,
downtown
stay tuned.
District. I'm looking at the downtown business district.
Mm-hmm.
That's galleries. Well,
remember when we went to Fargo, North Dakota?
Oh, yeah.
And the main road was like 2 blocks. That was their district.
Well, I think the best thing we got there was they took me as a vegetarian to a steakhouse, right?
Well.
And then I'm like, and then you had a nice steak.
Well, you had a potato or something.
Yeah.
She had a fake potato. Yeah. Don't tell potato. Certainly. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, Mama, you did not eat the meat, did you?
No, never. Are you the new one?
No, maybe.
He's good looking.
Thank you.
Look, he's nice and clean. His hat fits real tight. He's nice and stuffed tight. Are you working out?
Oh, yeah. Look.
You look good. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it hurts his pectoral.
He doesn't have muscles, son.
He has pectoral stuffing.
He'll need an IV or something.
Oh,
you can't. We'll get you some ketchup later.
Whew. Yeah, he's okay.
I think Daddy found a yard. Didn't you find it? No. In November, you found that place open till 3.
Which place is that?
It was like that school's having a PTA craft.
Yeah, that's November. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, Greeley Times will have that as well, and anything else?
Guest, right?
Yeah, our guest is actually in the waiting room, but we're getting him on at 9:30. So we're working him a little bit earlier than that.
Do you want to
he seems probably ready.
Do you want to take your guest and?
He might just be logged on.
Yes.
And waiting, and then I'll get him. He's on the toilet. It's like, hello.
You can type the guest in the waiting room if you get to Zoom.
All right. But we can also talk for 15 minutes. 10 minutes about stuff. Obviously, there's things I would love to talk about that.
Because they'll get a message saying the host knows you're in the waiting room.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell him.
No, you'll know. You'll want to see that.
Where is it? Message.
Just do those in waiting.
Thanks for logging in.
I'll let you in a few.
Go for Let's go for 9:25 a.m. So like 10 minutes, and then we'll do it. And then you guys have to sit here and wait for 15 more needless minutes, because I don't know if you're in the waiting room if you actually see the show. I don't think
No, you can't.
You can't. Yeah.
The weird part for me was like, and you don't see the show on Zoom, you see it on Facebook, but the weird
well,
part
that you
for
could
me,
watch. Yeah.
I was contacting someone who has a government email because last night, and she got a message from our Zoom saying, I'm not in an authenticated email. So sometimes like our email,
Or Zoom?
Yeah, it's been more highly authenticating. And now when I do Duo, like to school, I get to do a code number. It's like more intense.
What Joyce is talking about is because we go through these providers and whatever you have that come through the universities where we teach. And, for a while it was just like, okay, log in, put your password, boom. Now it's like, oh, you have to, we're going to call your phone and give you a text, and now put that code in.
I had to go into meetings and settings and say, you just type in AUTH for authentication, and you can decide whether it's only people with certain prefixes or suffixes in email, and like,
wow,
you can really.
Well, it's to stop Zoom bombing it, so to stop all that those.
But it also sometimes like whatever happened, like it got more intense, and then I had to correct it. I was like, oh God, like 4 o'clock on a Friday. You're meeting with somebody. Yeah. You don't want to have problems. I was like, oh, Joyce, like, what did you click,
And it is what it is. I mean, it's like this morning, I get Zoom going at like 8:45 to make sure that we're all ready. And so he's like, you're updating. I'm like, oh.
No.
Yeah, no, it took 30 seconds.
No, I know, but when you see that, you're thinking, like, this could be.
This could, you don't know. I remember one or two times I was doing this program years ago.
Oh, yes.
It probably wasn't on a Mac. It was probably on a PC.
Yeah,
and suddenly.
At the radio station.
Yeah, it was the radio station, and it had to reload, like, Microsoft MS-DOS 15 or something. And it took 40 fucking minutes for the computer to restart, to get all its new stuff in there. And meanwhile, I'm supposed to be on the air, and I'm pulling my. As you can see, I already pulled my hair, but I was pulling my nose hair out. That's how painful it was for me. So, but we're here, and you guys are watching, and I thank you so much.
I think it's brilliant. Like, I'll tell you, like, when I worked with that technology company, I was telling somebody yesterday, I was just talking about older adults and, online access and stuff. And I said to her, like, that company really was so helpful for my learning as well.
Oh, yes.
Like, it was really like, I remember we did a thing where I had to write a presentation or a curriculum about Zoom, like running a Zoom meeting, and it really helped me learn. But also, that's where I got for you the Zoom through Facebook.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because I thought, like, you know what, like, you could do it through many things, but I thought, well, how genius, right? Like, and you can do, like, even on Word, you can put extensions for like other apps. It's like, it's not the world we lived in. So you could put AI extensions in Word. You could put bibliographic reference extensions in Word. You could put search things. Like, I learned so much.
And the only way I can get through most of my students' essays when they write them is that there's an attachment where you can put a picture of a naked woman next to each essay.
David,
and not the student themselves.
David.
What? Yes. It's the only thing that makes it tolerable. I'm like, this is the most boring thing. Nobody knows grammar. Nobody knows. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm a divorce you. Sexist pig.
Me? What? Me? What?
When you sleep, I'm going to take the baby pigs. I'm going to tape them to your ears, and I'm going to squeak them.
No, I better not.
Don't do it. Don't
do
it.
Oh, my God. There. Oh, good Lord.
It's sad because you look so nice, but you talk so bad.
Yes, I do. That's me. That's what I do when I get on this program. Dave's gone by, which mixes humor and talk and interviews, and has been doing it.
When I go down and get breakfast, do you want tea or something? I'm going to go down in 5
well,
minutes.
Well, just dress, help the rabbi get dressed in 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, I know that. But after that, do you want me to fetch, I'm going to get myself breakfast.
Yeah, well, I had breakfast, so I'll just have a tea if you want. Yeah, I've got a seltzer there.
You want tea or coffee?
Oh, I have coffee. I still have coffee here.
Oh, okay. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Actually, I don't need anything. Okay. But the seltzer will cut.
I could give you a cough drop.
And folks, I already had my morning phlegm. This was exciting. I wasn't expecting it because I didn't do it yesterday. But I got a cold about 2 weeks ago. And plus, I'm 59 years old. And I wasn't sure, but I was downstairs. I was making Joyce like some tea or water or something, and suddenly I'm like, I started like that, worse, coughing, and suddenly like green, like oh, I made some, and then I hocked it into my handkerchief, and then I made more. There was like another gob in my throat, and like I went like, "Bloop!" And I was like,
Oh.
I'm so proud.
I have a picture somewhere on my phone. My phone's not here, but I have a picture somewhere on my phone at Hopkins where you took a picture of your green gob.
Yeah, I did. I think if we still lived in Colorado and they still do
I'm
the
making sure your guest didn't write you. Okay.
yeah, no, I texted him out here.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But if we went once to the Greeley Stampede, and we actually have a state fair here. I forgot about that. We missed it this year, but there was a state fair locally, and wouldn't it be fantastic to have a phlegm hawking competition where you just get and it's specifically for older adults. You have to be 55 plus, and you have to go and you stand in a certain place. You can't cross a line, and then they have targets. Huh?
Is this some sort of game?
Yes, and you have to do it early in the morning when they're just waking up, and they can't force it. They can't. They gotta go. They literally. It has to be automatic phlegm.
So, unless you were like maybe if it's sponsored by a pulmonologist, I can
There you
see.
go. And they're allowed. They can't do steroids or any kind of weird thing like that. But they can.
Steroids. Why would you do steroids?
Well, to give you extra lung power.
You would take an expectorant.
Well, or no expectorants. You can't have that. But the night before, you can drink anything. You can have like a big milk drink.
Or you just take the decongestant.
Buttermilk.
You take. Oh God. Why would you do that to yourself? Do you hate yourself that much?
And they just stand there in the hot sun, and they wait until like the first guy hawks up the first loogie, and you see how far it travels and where it hits on the target.
David, when I worked in TB control.
Yeah.
And they used to test sputum for presence of TB.
Right.
It was horrible.
Of course they did. But when they actually would they cough it up a hockey, or would they intentionally go into the and then go?
They would have to provide a specimen.
Right. Yeah. Wow. But imagine making a game of it.
I don't think it would be a game for anybody.
It's kind of like hands-free cornhole.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not at all like that, David. It's not at all like that.
Instead of a target, you have all these old men stand around a hole and they're trying to see if they can get their phlegm into the hole. No, you don't think that would be the best game ever?
I don't think anybody would watch it.
I think that's an Olympic sport that is just waiting to happen. Anyway, oh my God, it is almost 9:25 in the morning Eastern Time. I'm going to boogie out of here for temporarily to bring in the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Sal Solomon to interview Armando Camina, who is one of the cool things about him.
Remember the song from Buena Vista Social Club? It was like something dos caminas, like two roads to choose.
Right.
Like this philosophical thing of
two ways to walk, yeah.
Which road do you choose? Yeah.
So, dos caminas, we have one Camina, Armando Camina, broadcaster and also kind of an arts philanthropist, if you will, and we'll be talking to him, or Rabbi Sal Solomon will be talking to him in just a moment or two. Oh, yeah. Hey! Shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sal Solomon, the founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And it is fun for me, it is lovely for me to be here on this Shabbos morning, this Saturday, October 21st, to be talking to a man who has done even more broadcasting than I have, or even Dave has. Man has been doing radio, also television, for years, where we're having him log in at the moment because he's doing other things now where he's helping young people be creative. So, as we wait for him, let me all wish you a very happy autumn. Let me all speak to you. Hello, are you? Come on, fella, let's do this. Come on in. We're just waiting for the guest here. But as we do, I hope you're all safe. I hope that if you have people in Eretz Yisrael, they're doing okay. And I'm hoping Israel is you know. Anywho, okay, just come on in, Armando. I gave you your intro already. Let's do this. Come on. Maybe I did open this up too early. All right, what else can I talk about? We can talk about. Did I? No, can't talk. Well, let me tell you a little bit more if there's anything more. Let me see my notes here. He was on KNCN radio back in the day, the first DJ and programming director for the station. In I believe it's in San Antonio, Texas. Tell us all about that, because this is going back. To be in charge of a major station and selecting the programming for that station and deciding what kind of songs should play. And back in the day, of course, I guess it would be the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when radio still, you could have a station that wasn't programmed in one bunker by one person halfway through the middle of the country. It would have its own place. So, this is... Come on. Anyway, there we go.
Okay, I got it now.
Good, this is good. Hello, shalom to you. Now, can you angle the thing so I'm not looking at Mac's headroom there? Let's see what we can do.
Like this?
Okay. Well, now you're, now it's like reading Hebrew. You're sideways. So maybe that is not the best word. There we go. Okay. All right, we're good. Let it be. All right. Nope. Shalom to you. This is Armando Camina. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Shalom to the Daverhood. I'm Rabbi Sal Solomon. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing well, and it's great to get a shot of soul this morning.
There you go. I've got lots of things. Soul is absolutely one of them. Humanity and empathy not, but soul for sure. And you look good. Are things? Where are you? Are you in Texas? Where are you?
I am in San Antonio, Texas, deep in the heart of South Texas. It's a nice, crisp, cool morning. Finally, in San Antonio, but we're enjoying it. How are you?
Well, me, I'm always issues with my prostate and baldness. And you don't want to ask. So, how long ago did you first start in radio?
Well, it was another lifetime. I started my path in 1975, and as you mentioned at the top, as you were doing the introduction, I was the music programmer for a radio station, and actually it was in Corpus Christi, Texas, where I met our mutual friend Kenjamin Franklin, and we worked for a station called C101 FM, and it was a brand new station, just a brand new startup in 1976 is when it started up.
Well, let me stop you. Let me ask you that. How did you get that? Yeah, I mean, it's a brand new station. Were they just looking for? I mean, did you already have training in radio? Had you done broadcasting before? How did you get the gig?
Well, I grew up in San Antonio, went to college here, and worked for the college radio station, KSYM. And then one of the professors had a contact at a radio station that I wanted to work with in San Antonio called Kexel, and he got me a part-time job. And then from Kexel, I was offered a job in Corpus Christi, but that job didn't work out. But as that job was not working out, C101 came calling and asked me if I wanted to work with them. And I said it was a natural fit. They were an album-oriented station. I loved album-oriented stations. I wanted to work at one. I worked at one in San Antonio, so I wanted to continue. Unfortunately, my first job in Corpus Christi was not that. But
Well, I gotta ask, but what was Kexel? What was what format were they?
where they were an album-oriented
Oh,
station, what they called freeform station, where
yeah.
the disc jockey could play what they wanted to play, and C101 was exactly that, and that attracted me to talk to them and eventually get hired. I was the first person that they hired for this new radio station.
I mean, and they told you, were there any rules? Of course, there were rules. I mean, FCC rules, but were there any restrictions? Could you play like a 20-minute Brahms symphony or Haydn symphony, and then Beatles, and then Ozzy Osbourne, or what? What could you play?
Almost anything that you just mentioned. I mean, you could play a symphony if that's what you were in the mood for, or if your audience was in the mood for it, and then you could follow that up with a Beatles song or another song. But yeah, you had there were very, very light restrictions. You just had to be in good taste, basically. Present your good taste, and then you were there. But that was a fun period. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about people, and it taught me a lot about music, and it kind of led me to where I am today.
Now, I still want to stay in. How long were you at that wonderful station? Sounds pretty wonderful, KNCN.
Yeah, I was there for 8 years, from 1976 through 1984.
Now, I'm
I was.
wondering, in that decade, did it stay, just about a decade, did it stay hands off, or year after year after, did they put more restrictions on to say you can't play something more than 6 minutes, or did it become more restricted in a way?
Well, in a sense, yes. It not totally restrictive, but there were some restrictions put on. Unfortunately, our owner passed in 1980, and he was the visionary behind the freeform format for us. And so a corporate structure came in 1981. Being that we were the #1 radio station at the time when the corporate took over, they didn't restrict us as much, but over the years, it's become very restrictive.
So is that what made you leave, or did you just hop to another offer?
No, I was getting bored with the new corporate structure, and I saw the writing on the wall, and I had an opportunity to go into television, so I took it.
Were you a weather? No, you were a sportscaster, right, or something like that, or what'd you do? Oh,
Yes.
It's your phlegm. I have phlegm this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not used to the cool weather right now, but I was a sportscaster. I was hired to be a sportscaster at the #1 TV station in Corpus Christi, KIII TV, which was an ABC affiliate. And also at the same time, I was given the opportunity by the cable station in Corpus Christi to become a MTV host, a local MTV host. They were looking for MTV was looking to put local personalities and to promote MTV in their local market. And so the cable station there was visionary in that way. And they asked me if I wanted to do that. So at the same time I was doing sports for KIII TV, I was the local host for MTV. So it was quite a ride.
Fabulous. Now, again, I'll stop you there to go with each thing. So had you done sportscasting? Were you a sports fan, or you just jumped and learned on the go?
I was a sports fan, have been since I was like a 5-6-year-old kid. I was into baseball initially, and then my knowledge of sports grew from there. But yeah, I was into sports, but never had done television. If you'd asked me if I was ever going to do television, I would say, "Oh, you're crazy. I'm not going to do that." But there I was, and I was given the opportunity, and I just ran with it.
So what I'm wondering, you have to put together in a broadcast the 2.5, 3 minutes you get as a sportscaster to do the report of all the scores. So the Texas Rangers, you probably had I don't know who the hell else is out. The Houston Astros, Oilers, yeah. And so how would you? I mean, would you just comb through the newspapers for last night's scores? Did you have to go to games? Did you have to go into what? How was your day structured so that by the end of it, you would get on the air and deliver a however long 2 or 3 minute piece of here's the sports.
Well, I would scan the newspapers to see any stories that were up, especially local stories. Uh, I would scan the videos feed and to see what videos were out there that we could use for our cast. Like I said, we had about 3 to 4 minutes to fill. So, but it was fun. I mean, it was, or go out and do interviews. The news director would, assign me to some interviews, or even go out to games, which I thought was a lot of fun. I love going out to the games, especially doing live broadcasts from the games. That was always a lot of fun. But yeah, it was just every day was different. I mean, you had some certain standards that you had to go through, which is going through the newspaper, going through the video feeds, and all that. But other than that, it was kind of wide open, and whatever happened, and you just ran with it.
Did you
Sometimes,
ever break do a big breaking story about sports? Did you ever get a scoop?
no, not the time I was there. I didn't get any scoops. I did it for 1 year, and then my contract was up, and we didn't negotiate a second contract because they wanted to, as sometimes happens to a newbie in the business, they wanted to. They didn't want to give me the raise I deserved, I thought. So I went on to do other things in television. But no,
Yeah. How was the MTV gig? What was that? I mean, were you setting up videos and just were you promoting local Texas bands?
I was promoting local bands, local Texas bands, national bands that came through Corpus Christi. I would do interviews with. We would create events where we could give away MTV swag. That was a lot of fun. I mean, doing sports and which the TV stations call the Fun House. That's what they call the sports department, the Fun House. So I was in 2 fun houses at the same time. I was on MTV's Fun House and then the Channel 3's Fun House. So I was having a great time for about 3 years. I did the MTV gig for about 3 years. I did the sports gig for 1 year, but I also when I completed the sports announcing, I went on to do local TV shows. So I kept in television the whole time after I left radio.
So what kind of were you still doing sports on the local shows, or what were you physically doing on the
I
local?
was doing interview shows. I did two shows. One was an interview show, which and the other one was a motivational show. And both programs, I played music videos.
All right. Okay. So
So
what? Let me.
music was
What is
part
your
of.
favorite music video of all time? I'm going to throw that out there. If you have one
Oh,
or
what's
two.
my music video of all time?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you the one that really gets me going and gets my mind going in the right direction is
Highway to Hell. No, I was guessing.
well, you know what, in a different direction at another time maybe. But there's an artist named Stephen Curtis Chapman, and he has a song called "The Great Adventure," and I kind of adopted that song as my theme going forward. The Great Adventure.
Well, it sounds like at least to that point, was really a great adventure in broadcasting. I mean, not only did you get jobs in radio and TV, but you were having a blast. You were doing sports and videos, and you had a programming. You were programming director, as a matter of fact, for a while at Kansas. So you could decide what was getting played in freeform. This kind of thing took you through what, the 90s? Would you say?
It took me through 2004. From 1976 to 2004, I was in Corpus Christi and doing, media and radio, television. Yeah. So it was quite a ride. It was quite a ride.
You have about one particular show or episode of something that you did that is your all-time, that you always go back and like, that was just the greatest.
God, I have to think about that. There were some, oh man, I've had a few. I mean, there were a few shows that I walked away going, wow, that really went well. Then I had a few shows that went, wow, I wish I could do that.
Live TV. I mean, come on. Oh, wait. So what's one or two that were fantastic, and maybe one or two were like technical difficulties, or the guest was terrible, or something bombed, or What? Tell me.
Yeah,
Tell me. Was it great or terrible?
yeah, it just, camera malfunction, uh, mic malfunction. Uh, One time a light blew out,
Well, no, of course that'll happen. Yeah.
lamp blew out, and then so we had to shut everything down. Or it was just the conditions. We were doing an outside interview, and the conditions weren't as great as we thought it would be, and the wind was blowing too hard or something. But yeah, we just persevere and go through it. It's as if it was normal, you know. Uh, you just got to do. Show must go on, as they say.
Well, Well, it stopped apparently going on in 2004. So what happened then? Did you have a shift in perspective, or why 2004 did you make a change?
Well, I was, like I said, I was learning as I was going through this journey of broadcasting. I was learning about people. I was learning about kids uh, more than I ever had before, and I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to find a way to give back to the community. So in 2002, I had a vision to create a nonprofit called Hope, Faith, and Dreams Foundation. It was a divine gift that was given to me. And in 2004, uh, after I was given the sign to create this nonprofit, in 2004, I was approved by the IRS to work as a 501c3 in Texas and beyond. And I wanted to do something with it. And I approached the Corpus Christi Parks and Recreation to see if I could do a project with them. And at the time, they were pouring money into a zip code in Corpus Christi, 78415. And 78415 zip code, it's the largest zip code in Corpus Christi, but a portion of it was the worst in Corpus Christi as far as drugs and crime and everything you could think of that was happening. And it was number one in the state of Texas. This zip code was number one in the state of Texas for all the bad things, and top 10 in the United States. The local Parks and Rec was pouring money and programming into this zip code to try to bring it up a little bit. And they asked me if I wanted to be a part of that, and I said yes. And so we worked with these kids from the ages of 6 through 18 years old. And we created a publication, and it was all student driven. It was illustrated by the kids. It was written by the kids. And we called it The View from 78415. And it was basically their outlook on living in this terrible living zip code, and what they wanted to do to get out, and what their dreams were, what their aspirations were. And so we put it out. It came out in 2005. And it received a lot of notoriety locally. And it also received the best award I could ever have been given. And the Texas Parks and Rec proclaimed The View from 78415 as the best community project in Texas in 2005.
Well, let me ask you, how is that zip code now? Did it make any difference, or is it still a shithole?
Well, it's made some strides, but as I understand it now, it's still kind of sketchy. Not as bad as it used to be, but still sketchy.
But that was one project. You created this 501c3, and you put out this book of kids' hopes and dreams of getting the hell out of where they were. So
Right.
you still got this. You got what was it? Hope, Faith, and Dreams, or Faith, Hope, and I'm flipping.
It's Hope, Faith, and Dreams. Hope, Faith.
Faith, and Dreams. So
Yeah.
you've done other stuff since, like.
Well, since then, once I received this award, Best Community Project in Texas, I thought maybe I should come back home to San Antonio, which I did. And I came back home to San Antonio because I thought I'd done everything I could in Corpus Christi. The View from 78415 was basically my love letter to Corpus Christi. So I decided to come back to San Antonio, and I started working with the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Antonio. And I did the same thing. I worked with kids within the club to create publications. We did about 5 of them. And I also ran a program called Young Achievers, which was a college immersion program directed toward eighth graders in urban schools. And the whole purpose was to get them ready for high school so that they could prepare for college.
So. Do you have kids of your own? I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, I have one daughter. Her name is Ariana. She has her master's degree and she's doing very well. And she's living in San Antonio, which is great.
Oh, so you get to see her,
Yeah, I get to see her and my grandson.
Grandson, Mazel McGlynn. Are you? None of my business, but I always ask: are you married, or were you married? Are you? What's your situation in those?
Well, I'm not married at the moment. No, but I do have a great companion, Delia Ray.
Sorry, what was her name?
Delia Ray.
Delia Ray. How'd you meet there? How'd you meet little Delia Ray there?
We met through a singles group actually in San Antonio, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mit Mazel. Do you think? I really don't have to answer, but are you gonna put a ring on it, or is it perfect the way it is?
I think it's good for where it is at the moment.
That's a male response right there. Hey, no, wait, it's great. Oh no, don't need no. So with mazel, and of course the daughter and the grandchild is a mazel tov thing. Because a lot of times you hear people who want to help kids, I want to do this for kids, I want to help kids, and you figure so it's one of two things: either they don't have kids of their own, or they're child molesters in disguise. But you got it really going on. You just really, because you had so many creative opportunities in your career to do what basically what you wanted your whole life and be paid for it. Why not set kids up? So these books that you wrote that they wrote, that you helped put together, what were they? Books of short stories, poetry? I mean, what were they?
Well, the books that we did with the Boys and Girls Club was poetry, was stories about inspirational stories that they could help other kids get over the hump. They were illustrations, how they felt. It was very. I just let the kids let their imagination go. I said, this is your page. Use your imagination to create it. I'll help you develop it. But I want this to be your work. And so they came up with some very good things. But the theme of each book that we did, each 5 that we did with the Boys and Girls Club and with the View from 78415, is to use your imagination for good, for the power of good. How can you inspire someone to get to the next level? How can you get someone thinking right about life? And for those who are, yeah.
So also, let me ask you what, because you do a thing called Kaleidoscope of Arts. Is that a thing? So is that connected, or is that something more recent, or what is that?
The Kaleidoscope of Arts is brand new. It's an arm of Hope, Faith, and Dreams. Hope, Faith, and Dreams is the mothership, and so from the mothership we create programming. And this is brand new. It's called the Kaleidoscope of Arts Mentor Program. And what we did with this is I connected with Texas A&M University, San Antonio, to recruit students to become mentees. And then I also recruited community leaders, 9 community leaders from San Antonio, from all walks of life, from law enforcement to politics, to business, through broadcasting. And so we connected students to these leaders, and hopefully we try to make it so that maybe these students had some interest in what the leader was doing. So that would be perfect. And we were able to accomplish that with most. So we created this program to connect students to community leaders. And then it was a 3-week multimedia mentorship. Now, the first 2 weeks were Zoom meetings where the mentee and the mentor got to know each other. And then the third meeting was an on-camera interview between the mentee and the mentor, and we connected with a high school, Southwest Preparatory, and their high school students to conduct the on-camera interview. So that was fun for them as well, learning a real situation. And these mentees, for the most part, had never done an on-camera interview, so it was new to them as well. So from these 3 meetings that they conducted with their mentor, the mentee wrote a 500-word story about meeting their mentor and what it meant and what the mentor's message was to the community. And so we put all this together, and we've created a publication. It's called San Antonio Inspires. And it was illustrated by the students. The cover is illustrated by Oliver Lyric, who's a fabulous student artist. He goes to Southwest School of Art. And the design of the publication was created by Nathaniel Hernandez, who goes to Texas A&M University, San Antonio. And the stories were written by the students of Texas A&M, San Antonio. So it's a very inspirational book. We call it The Power of Good because we feel like when you read this, you're going to get something good out of it, and you're going to be inspired by what these students wrote and what the community leaders said.
Now, it's interesting that your foundation is called the Hope, Faith, and Dreams Foundation. You talk about a divine inspiration. You don't really skirt religion too much, although it seems that, at least personally for you, you are faith-based. I mean, I'm Jewish. I'm a rabbi.
Yeah.
You are not. But does God come into it anywhere, or is it more along the lines of humanity, just being humane and being
Well, I think God is humanity. That's the way I look at it. It's humanity is God. God is humanity. I do skirt the religion. I'm not a religious per se organization. Because I don't want to be favored in that way. What I do want to be favored in is going out and doing what Jesus talked about, what God has talked about, is just helping others. So I just want to take that theme, that mission, those words, and use them to help others. And that's what we want to do. I will say this: when I received this message, I did receive a message on January 1st, 2002. I walked out into my balcony and I looked up into the sky, and I was at a crossroads in my life at that point. And I just said, hey, God, what do you want me to do? Because I don't know what I want to do this year. And this message came back really quick: start a nonprofit. I go, whoa, okay. And I said, what should I name it? And it came back: Hope, Faith, and Dreams. So
when you say it came back, did you actually hear a voice of God, or were you on mushrooms, or was it just like it came to your mind? And
no, it just came to my mind. I did hear a voice. I mean, I can't describe it really, but I did hear a voice in my head that says Hope, Faith, and Dreams. And I was drinking coffee that morning. So.
Yeah, so that's all you had. A little bit of adrenaline, but that's about it. Well,
yeah.
It sounds lovely what you're doing, what you've already done. How much longer? You have some years left, thank goodness, and you look in fabulous shape. How much longer do you see yourself continuing, what you're doing and having a very hands-on role?
Oh, I'm 60. I'm gonna turn 69 in about less than a month. I see at least eight good years left to really be hands-on and go from there. I hope I have more, but I'm giving myself 8 good years.
Yeah. Say my wife and I turned 69 last night, but
Oh,
I think what I'm saying. Anyway, we've been talking with Armando Camina. If you want to find out more about what he does, and if you maybe want to, it's a nonprofit organization, so they're always, I'm sure, looking for donations, maybe more mentors. Are you still only Texas-based, or are there ripples outside of the state?
Well, that's what I'm trying to create now, and hopefully with your program, I can create a little bit more with that. Our dream, our goal, is to go all over the world. I mean, if we can, if that's the plan, we want to do it. We're open to everything. I think what we do can be replicated anywhere in the world. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it can be we can do it anywhere, and we're starting off in San Antonio, and we want to branch out from there. So we want to connect with everyone and we in the next 8 years we want to be the best that we can be at helping others.
Well, I wish that for you because it sounds wonderful what you're doing. I do want to send people to your website, which is hopefaithdreams.org.
Yeah.
Hopefaithdreams.org. So it remains for me to just thank you ever, ever, ever so much, Armando Camina, for giving us a little bit of hope. I've got no hope left, but a little bit of faith, a smidgen of faith, and dreams. My dreams are generally X-rated and about Beatrice Arthur. But anywho, what a delight to have Armando Camina in the Daverhood on this Saturday morning. I wish you hope, I wish you faith, I wish you good dreams, and shalom to you.
Well, thank you to everyone, and thank you. It's great to get an injection of soul. And very quickly, when you go to the website, Hope, Faith, and Dreams, you'll learn more about me and our creative team. You also get to see some videos that we've produced, some animated videos that we've produced that showcases the power of good. And of course, you can read more about San Antonio Inspires and possibly make a donation to get a copy of San Antonio Inspires.
Check it out, hopefaithdreams.org, and Armando Camina. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Shalom to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Armando Camina here in the Daverhood with me, Rabbi Sal Solomon. I've got a website too, and it's not inspiring. There's no dreams. There's no hope. It's just humor and Jewishness. ShalomDammit.com. Shalom, DAMMIT. ShalomDammit.com. You can read my little essays about life. You can see my stage show that I did off Broadway about a decade ago called Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Me. And what else is on there? Oh, a lot of stuff about me. ShalomDammit.com or .org. Yes, I reached into my pockets and paid for both suffixes of the URL, com and org. Either way, Shalom Dammit. I'm going to bring David back into the Daverhood to continue this Dave's Gone By program. I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening. And I wish all of you, I'm going to do it in reverse order. I wish you good dreams. I wish you a little bit of faith in these times. And I know there is none, but you can try for a little hope. And shalom. Let's get my music going. Well, welcome back, everybody. People have said this before, but really, you haven't gone away. I have. I went away for about half an hour and was enjoying Rabbi Saul's conversation with Armando Camina. If you missed it, if you missed part, if you want to know more about it, you tuned in a little late, you woke up late, don't forget that our archives are at davesgoneby.com. davesgoneby.com. So probably by the end of the day or early evening, certainly by tomorrow, we should have this program up on our Facebook page, up on the website, davesgoneby.com, even up on archive.org. So you can go back and hear, if you want to share Armando Camina's idea, or maybe he inspires you to do a nonprofit of your own to help people. You can watch the show. You can watch just the interviews, davesgoneby.com. Plus, of course, it's a great place to see all the other programming that we've done for the past 21 years. We really did go on the air back in October of 2002 and have been doing the show, every time. Sometimes we take a break and we won't be on next week, but, generally we've been steadily on the air, which is why this is our 915th episode of this show here. So again, that's the place for the archives. We also do our archives at castbox.fm. That is a place where you can just hear the audio. So if you're just into podcasting, if you just want to hear the audio of the show, you don't need to watch it, castbox.fm. It's meant for being on the go and being able to listen to something like in the car as a podcast, as opposed to having to stare at me for 2 or 3 hours. Anywho, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Time, here in the Daverhood. You're watching Dave's Gone By on this October 21st, 2023, with me, Dave Lefkowitz. Joyce will be joining us again in a bit. So let's see what else we do have on the program. Don't forget, we have Greeley Times. Greeley, we used to call it Greeley Crimes in old times, but the old times went away. We still have Greeley Times, courtesy of the Greeley Tribune newspaper, which collects phone calls that came into police dispatch over the last couple of weeks, and it's from people who are complaining about things going on in their neighborhood, calling the cops. Ooh, you better send someone because there's a cow behaving weirdly in my backyard. They do get that. The funniest ones go into this column that is in the Greeley Trib every week, and we share them with you. We also have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Saguache, Colorado, for a terrible poem. And how can I even forget? Oh my goodness. We also have Bunion Watch. Yes, my friends, Bunion Watch. Because a couple of weeks ago, when I first started teaching again for the new fall semester, I had new shoes that I thought I had broken in, and they nearly broke me. This one started rubbing on like the top, near the bunion of my left foot, and I was almost crippled by the end of my first day, because I was teaching like 3 classes that day. It was just like, on my feet, rubbing, killing me. And it made me think of my bunions, which, thank goodness, don't generally give me any pain or haven't been. Oh, no, you haven't missed Bunion Watch. I'm setting up Bunion Watch.
Can I tell you the joke?
Tell me the joke, yes.
Now on my Facebook, I get ads for like bunion stuff. On my Facebook. I don't know why. I've never once typed the word bunion in my Facebook. On Facebook, I get like bunionectomy.
AI knows everything.
It's like bunion, they show a beautiful like nail polish, but then it's like hammer toe. They're like, we can fix this. Bunionectomy. I've never.
Well, I wanted to talk about this.
I've never typed in bunion.
I know. AI knows stuff.
I've never typed it in.
Now on my computer though, here's what I wanted to do. When I was.
Have you typed in bunion?
Not on your computer, no, but on mine. But here, let me tell you what happened. This is honest to God truth, and it's awful. It's terrifying. When I was trying to put together the theme song for Bunion Watch. Not on your computer.
No, but you typed in. Did you ever tag me on Facebook with the word bunion?
No.
Okay.
Well, no. Don't forget, on your Facebook.
Yes.
I upload, it's actually our Facebook, not your work Facebook.
No, my personal.
Your personal Facebook. Yes. Remember, every week you have our. You get the promo for the show, which includes.
The word
Bunion Watch.
The word phrase. Because I was like, why am I getting this now?
That's why.
I should type, like, do that little, dot, like, why am I seeing this ad?
You should start typing just win lotto, and see if that happens.
Yes.
Free money, free stuff.
Oh, then you get, like, crazy stuff,
But here's what I was, 2 weeks ago.
I'm watching them mine gold from Peru.
Oh, good. But.
That's money.
Oh, I see. Well, do you think the Peruvians are going to send us a bar of gold?
Maybe.
It would be nice. But is Peruvian gold the same as regular gold?
Yes.
It is?
You know what we'd probably end up getting?
What? Another llama?
No, like a Kit Kat, but then like, Willy Wonka, like a gold ticket or something.
Yeah. Actually, if it's chocolate, I'll take it.
So what happened with your...
So this is a horrifying... This is... We have this segment now called Bunion Watch, where basically I show you my foot and we see if it's changed.
Both
how my
bunion,
both my
clean
foots.
the lint off your feet. That's.
Well, I've been wearing socks. That's
Take
right.
off your socks.
All right, I'm gonna take off my socks.
Clean your lint. You got lint all over my desk here.
Where? What?
Lint.
Well, guess where my socks come off.
But take your foot lint off first. What's wrong with you?
Here we go.
Animal?
Well, so I go, and I'm like, oh, I had a little extra time. I finally could do a theme song for Bunion Watch.
Naturally.
So I go scoping, not on my computer, not yours.
I know.
And I go on YouTube and I'm looking for.
Songs.
There aren't a lot, my friends. There are not a lot of songs about Bunion. Not even a lot of songs about feet. Bob Dylan. I've been listening to his book. Dylan wrote a book last year
About shoes.
about 66 songs, major songs in his life, and it's almost extemporaneous in that wonderful way of his, where he talks about what the song means and what it calls up in him, and he also gives some basic information about the artist and the song. So it goes from everything like from a Bobby Darin song to Sinatra to like the Louvin brothers or country and Elvis, yes. And some other places that you wouldn't even expect. It's pretty, Marty Robbins, El Paso City, those kinds of things. And one of them is Blue Suede Shoes by Carl Perkins. And he just goes extemporaneously
like
about
17
shoes.
chapters.
Yeah. Well, about shoes, yeah. That one goes on for a bit, but it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's Dylan talking in that way that Dylan does. I mean, it's not completely, he wrote it out.
It's not always him, it's other people.
Well, he wrote the book, but the audio book is a mix of him doing some of it and other people doing the rest.
Yeah.
So, and check out the other people. Everybody from like John Goodman and Steve Buscemi to Helen Mirren and Renee Zellweger. This concatenation of people reading Bob Dylan's
66 people.
66. Well, they used to take turns in different whatevers. And you hear names.
Bob read some. I heard him.
Yeah. So one of the songs is Blue Suede Shoes, and he also lists so many songs about shoes. That other people, Flying Shoes, Townes Van Zandt, and these boots are made for walking, and he does that. He'll say, look how many songs there are about shoes. I don't think there are that many songs about feet, right? And when you take that, just how many foot songs do you know? I wrote the Happy Foot song. I love my Happy Foot song. Happy Foot song, Happy Foot song. Stomp your foot and march along. Do. Happy. I never sang in the foot song. My foot is my best friend.
I'm sweating. Ooh, I got hot. I had the heating pad and now the tea. I'm hot.
But think about it. What's the song that, right? Get up on the James Brown. Get up on the good foot.
My own 2 feet.
Is that a song? Yeah. Feet.
Feet
Yeah.
don't fail
No.
me now. No, it's the line in the song.
Foot.
Feet don't fail me now.
Yeah. We really, whereas there's lots of songs with hands.
These boots were made for walking, but that's boots.
That's footwear. That's different.
Yeah.
That is, you get songs about eyes, of course. Pale blue eyes. Ears, maybe not quite a lot about ears.
Here and more here.
Yeah. Not a lot of anus songs. No, you don't really get.
Doing the butt.
What's that?
Doing the butt.
Doing the. But surprisingly, considering that feet are so important,
Yeah.
you don't get a lot of foot songs. And you scope that down even further, you get virtually no Bunyan songs.
It's a subcategory.
But I found a couple.
Maybe you can go to the Library of Congress and see if anybody read.
Oh yeah, there's probably a few dozen in the whole history of songwriting, as opposed to like tens of thousands about love and hearts and and railroad men and whatever else people write about. But Bunyan still not so much.
Being left at the altar, being abandoned, yeah.
So foolish
cheating
me though.
Spouse, cheating partner.
Yeah, cheating. But foolish me in the YouTube browser.
Oh.
I look for Bunyan songs, and there's precious few.
Yeah.
So I open. I wonder if there's any songs about bunionectomies. Well, folks,
Jesus,
if you type in the word I don't remember if it was a Google search
it looks rough.
or
rough.
a.
It's rough.
YouTube.
It's rough.
The first. I mean, they don't.
There's
they
no
don't prepare
warning.
you.
No, there's no warning. Like you're gonna see like somebody's bones and skin and bloody stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and you get that little. What do they call those little pictures where you click on them and then they go big? What do they call those? The little JPEGs.
Thumbnail.
Thumbnails. You get the thumbnail.
Saying?
And like so, it would be nice if we could somehow figure out a way.
You didn't click on one.
You can no.
David,
No.
I would have heard a thud as you passed out.
But still, even you type in bunionectomy, they should say like, here's a wiki verbal page about a bunionectomy. Here's WebMD.
Mayo Clinic would have one.
Here's a draw, and then all they have to put just like a little warning. It's like everything below this line.
It's real surgery.
It's gonna make you sick.
No, it's real surgery.
Yeah.
It's real,
Yeah. Like this preparation. Like you type in bunionectomy and it gives you the description, gives you and then warning.
Or
click here.
Only if you click images, you should see that.
If you click here, you will see bunionectomies. Because I'm typing in, I mean, on YouTube, and the first thing is like a thumbnail of like the side of a foot
David, no.
cut open. You can see the white bone, and I'm like, and the skin peeled back. I'm like, no,
Who would do that?
no.
I worked with people who did orthopedists who did hip fracture,
Oh,
and they're like, why don't you come watch one? And they're like, oh, you'll smell the burning flesh when we like go through the flesh. I'm like, you know what? No.
yeah, maybe
So
not.
in the next meeting, they're like, we're gonna bring the tools so you could see them. You could see what we use.
Okay, but well,
so the guy brings in like a hacksaw. I'm like, WTF? Like it's for teaching. It's not used on patients.
sure, but
I was like,
the imagination is almost.
he said, I let the residents do the hacking. I'm like, oh my god.
Actually, you know what they say in horror films? The imagination is worse than anything you could see.
Yeah.
Not surgery.
I agree.
When it comes to surgery.
David, so when I worked in the OR. I was what do you call it? They have a better name for it now. But I brought the stretchers from the patients from the OR, the operating room, into recovery. So my job was to bring the stretcher to the whatever OR needed it. They would transfer the patient, and then we would wheel the patient into like a few feet into the recovery
a few feet. Wow, yeah.
You know, and I remember it was the weirdest thing. So sometimes people would observe. It's common to observe surgery. People were protected, right? It was all hygienic and sterile. And so I bring the stretcher. The patient is transferred into the eye surgery.
Oh, eye surgery.
Oh, it gets better. And so I will,
Oh.
and I'm like, I'm in high school. I'm doing this for like credit, I will the stretcher back. You have to change it. You have to strip it, clean it, right? So I'm doing that.
Of course.
And they're like, we need the stretcher back in like OR1. And I'm like, I said to the nurse, like, Georgia, I just brought that there. Like, did I make a mistake? What did I do wrong?
No.
And she's like, finish. You need to dress it really quick. And I'm dressing the
Getting it clean, getting the stretcher ready. Yeah.
And then I wheel it in, and she goes, somebody was in there observing, and they passed out.
Yeah.
And so they can't do anything because that person's like laying on the floor. They had to remove them before they could do any surgery.
Well, they were not sterile at that point?
Well, who knows what they could have done? They could have started vomiting. I mean, who knows, right? You don't know what they could pee or shit, so, you got to get them out.
That happened to my dad. My dad was observing, I think it was in the Air Force.
Oh, a movie. It was a movie. They were showing them a movie.
Oh, it was just a movie?
So your dad said they brought them all in. It was some kind of, he was with his friend Tony and all those folk, and they were watching a movie, and he said he could feel himself sinking in his chair. He felt himself getting lower, and he went, and then he saw like they were doing some kind of medical procedure, and he went like this, oh, like he yelled out this kind of, and then he just said he didn't remember anything, but he knew he was losing it because he said he felt himself sinking, getting queasy. He looked away, he started sweating, and then he yelled out like, oh, like some kind of sigh.
Oh my!
And then he just clunked. Yeah, it was a film.
It was. I thought it was. He had observed a real
film.
Why didn't he just close his eyes?
I think he tried to, but the image probably got. It was in his mind's eye.
Because and it made me remember though, and maybe I'm misremembering this, but I think it was absolutely true. When, and this is going back to like the 1980s.
Yeah.
When my mom and dad and we moved to Long Island. And we got cable. We got cable TV in the early days.
Surgery Channel, yeah.
Yep.
I loved it.
Really? Tell me.
I loved it. But I kept thinking to myself, like, this is the weird thing for me.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much litigiousness in medical care.
Yeah.
So when I worked in an OBGYN setting, they didn't want people to film the birth, right? Or aspects of the birth because they were afraid if something went wrong, you have a film of malpractice, right? Or you could infer malpractice when there might not be any. So I was always surprised that they would allow it, that they would allow extra people in the room, that the patient would sign a waiver. Maybe the patient feels if it's televised, they're going to do a better job.
Maybe.
But for the point of view of the practitioners, I was surprised because.
And now I imagine every single operator at least has closed circuit. I imagine every surgery performed has to.
You could do something that's not wrong, but it could from an angle or something, or you could say like, imagine you're doing a surgery and you say, oh geez, right? Like you're tired. You say, oh geez.
Yeah. Oh,
but not like a whoops or anything. You're like, oh, give me that, not that one. You gave me the, I want the other, whatever. And that's recorded. And then the person's like, during surgery, somebody said, like, I remember they said, like, they couldn't film childbirth. Like,
wow.
I remember.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure everything now. It's kind of like when police
Even
have
all your
interactions.
Ubers are filmed, for
The-
goodness sake.
The Uber driver,
So
yeah.
they'll say in the Uber, this Uber records sound, this Uber records images, because they're everybody.
That's the protection of the driver, though.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they do it in the car, for the
Whereas police have dash cams, supposedly, or body cams.
Body,
Yeah, because it's supposedly for the protection of everybody now.
It's weird.
But you were right about that the channel, because there weren't that many cable TV channels when we first got it.
It was like MTV and Surgery Channel.
30, 40 so channels in the whole pantry, and we had like a little kitchen TV. So for breakfast in the morning, TV would go on Good Morning America, Today Show, CBS This Morning, whatever they were showing, Channel 5, Channel 11, Public TV, News 12 Long Island, I think, had first started. But, there wasn't like TBS and HBO, well, there was HBO, but there wasn't all this stuff, all these other music channels. And you go to, like, not even to channel 857. You go to channel 12, News, channel 13, Sesame Street, channel 14, neck surgery.
No, gallbladderectomy.
Gallbladderectomy, eye surgery one time. And I'm like, you're sitting there with your cornflakes or with your oatmeal or something. I think oatmeal is probably worse if you're watching surgery.
I think it depends on the surgery. If it's something crunchy, you don't want to be eating cereal.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Or if it's like Lucky Charms and it's the colors of eyes. I mean, for me, this is the grossest thing, right? So, same hospital, same recovery room. You become immune. So they had maybe 10 beds, right? 10 recovery beds. Then 5 and 5, maybe 6. And then we had an isolette. So the isolette was before COVID.
What is that?
It's like if somebody comes in and they're contagious or really infectious, you keep them in a separate contained unit, right?
Yeah.
So we rarely had that. So literally, I remember they were saying, can you go to the cafeteria and grab us some food, right? You're the flunky. So we were sitting, I swear to God.
Oh, no.
In the isolette because no one needed it.
Oh, yeah. Wait, how big was this?
It's big. It's like the size of this room.
Yeah.
And we're eating tuna fish with mayo. That's how I ate meat. I was in high school. And people are defecating, vomiting. Everybody in the car retching.
But weren't you curtained off?
No, it was you could see. You had to see people, so it was see-through because you had to see in there if a patient was in there. And we're there eating, and then someone's like, "Oh, can I have my coffee?" And I'm giving them the coffee and the food, and I hear retching and farting and vomiting and all kind of bodily fluids and tuna fish.
But that's part of it, though. I mean, imagine
tuna fish.
Nurses in not a senior living. What do they call it for
skilled care?
What's heavy words for nursing home, that kind of thing, or I guess that is skilled care the euphemism for nursing home now, or are they two different
skilled
things?
care is what it is. A skilled care facility is a nursing home.
So you got nurses stations. What are they going to do? I mean, when they're not physically treating a patient, they're at the desk, they're doing phone calls, having a sandwich, and they're hearing it
But you're not seeing it. It would be seeing it in the next room and seeing
They probably can. I mean, if they turn their chair, they're probably looking into
You have to be present because people need you. That's why you're there.
Oh, I'm not saying that, but the nurses have to kind of be like, I'm going to eat this candy bar, and I don't care that someone right near me is taking a shit that looks like this candy bar right now. I'm going to enjoy my candy bar.
Snickers. Give me that mini Snickers.
Right, yeah. But think about it. I'm having a Tootsie Roll.
But you become immune. It doesn't, only occasionally does it get to me. So for me, the way that I get really sick is when people describe things. I can see something and I'm okay with it. My mind is a worse creator. So if I watch a horror film, I get scared. If you tell me something scary, I'm more scared. If I see something medical, it's bad. Let's say it's yucky. But if I think about it, it's worse.
I don't know about for me. If you tell me when you go, have your blood tested and stuff like that, and you say, well, they had to roll the vein and they had to plucking a couple of times, and it didn't. And this one hurt. I'm like almost on the floor.
Yeah.
But I would be worse watching.
David.
Yeah.
The one time it really scared me. I told you this, right? With Mommy. So Mom's a nurse.
Yeah.
And I was a teenager and I had to go for blood tests and they were training somebody. And whatever she did, I think she hit an artery. And my blood started to spurt all over the little room. It's like being in a closet with blood spurting. And so I did your dad's, where I felt my body, my soul and my body lowering my body. What does my mother do? She grabs my hand, squeezes it, and she yells to the attendant, "Get the Epsom salt, get the smelling salts, get the," and she looks at me and says, "You will not pass out." And I was I was in the thing there, and then they cleaned up all the stuff, and then they had to do the blood after it.
Yeah, that's
I was
a good
like,
nurse right
it
there.
was not
Mm.
not a good time. It only happened once in like
Thank God.
all my
Sure,
years
sure,
of life.
sure. Don't. You know,
No, if it
don't
happens
give a
again, it
Kanina Hura,
happens.
as
If
they.
it happens, I'm okay with it. But I just remember like my mother's like, get the smelling salts, and she's like, she just grabbed my hand and said, "You're okay. Like you're not gonna pass out." And I'm like, "I think I'm gonna pass out." And she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"No."
Well, that's very. I mean,
Yeah.
she probably saved it. She,
Yeah.
you know, that little
Well,
thing of
she
taking your brain in
focused,
another.
and
Yeah.
then like I remember they did get something that that smelled. At that point, I don't know now what they would do, but I remember inhaling something that was awful, and I was like, "Okay, I'm up," But
Well, probably ammonia.
It was,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what's
I think
yeah.
it was, but it was great. I mean, I think like it's seeing things that are rough is
Yeah.
hard. Like
Yeah. So my recommendation to YouTube and to Google is like, you don't censor anything, don't take anything away. But if I look up, oh, I don't know.
Well, you can expect it if you look.
No.
If you look up bunionectomy, you're going to see surgery. You're not going to see a cartoon of bunions jumping in the woods.
I want to see somebody singing a song about bunions.
So then you type in "song about bunions."
I did that. I got, but you don't get a lot of responses on that. I should type in songs about bunionectomies.
Yes.
Which, you know what? I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, don't do it, David. No, please don't.
Yeah, no.
You can't pass out on your show.
On my own show.
When it's a one-man show, you can't pass out, honey. That'd be one bad show if you're laying there flippity flop like your wavy man,
I mean, but in one of the songs about bunions, I kept this in the theme song for Bunion Watch. She does sing about bunionectomies. But
both your aunts had it, and I have bunions.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like.
Well,
both your aunts.
One of my aunt was in pain. I mean,
I think both of them.
Yeah.
I think both of them were in pain. Right?
I mean, one of them all was pain, and also she wanted to wear fancy. Like she was working. She was a stylish person. She wanted shoes and women's shoes.
Which one was that?
That was Esther.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she, so I think it was a mix of they were uncomfortable, and she also wanted to be able to wear stylish shoes and not like Doc Marten things that made room for her bunions. I think she regretted the decision because it was not a good process for her.
No.
My other aunt had it because I think you're right. I think
she was on her feet for teaching all those years. Yeah.
So, and you get hammer toe, and you get all these other things. Bunions are not.
I think it's genetic. My granny had it. My dad has it.
Yeah, I'm sure I think mom has. I mean, it runs in my family. I think we've set up Bunion Watch pretty well, don't you? But I think it's time. First of all, let me play the theme music for Bunion Watch, my friends, here on Dave's Gone By. As we're going to show, we're going to
lower the table.
Oh, I need also my
what? Your pain scale.
My pain scale.
How are you feeling today? You'll tell us.
Oh, I've got the pain scale ready.
I found those little bunion pads too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to lower this. Oh, this is so exciting. I keep forgetting to bring a tape measure.
You want me to get
I think there's one. If you don't even have to go into the.
No, I believe there's one.
There should be one right there, a tape measure, where we can measure Dave's bunions and then check if they change.
What do you call it, David? A yardstick?
Well, a yardstick or a ruler, but either that or a tape measure. I know there's got to be one in that closet.
I'm having trouble finding stuff. I'm just.
Yeah, no, it's red. It's like tape measuring red. I'm gonna pull my chair back a bit. Oh, we do good. All right, let me get this down a little bit more. Get down, ladies and gentlemen. Dave is gonna do a very special. Wait, where's? No, that's not the theme. Where's my theme? Here it is. This is the official Dave's Gone By Bunion Watch theme.
She's Bunion, she really is a fun one, she's Bunion. Listen, doctor, to my plea, it's time for bunionectomy. Bunions, they're a pain in the feet. Feet of mine have got to go, please get these bunions off my toes. My alpha would always like my alpha bunions, painful, bunions.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Painful.
You know what I should have is the that thing that shoe salesmen have, that metal It looks like a harp.
Here you
That-
can put
that-
this
that-
examination lamp
What?
so,
Oh,
so they can see, and then here's your Marshall's tape measure.
oh, look at that! Wow!
Yes.
This is unbelievable. Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
had
what we're going to do...
the drill bit fell on my bunion
Oh, shoot,
when I
you
was
okay?
getting it. I'm okay.
All right.
But make the light so people are aware
Yeah,
of
let me
it.
see if this works.
Yes.
Oh!
Wait, make it lower. Make it lower.
Can I?
Keep hitting it. Yeah.
How? Oh, this thing. Oh, that's better.
That's to show you so people can see the actual. So you're not lying about your bunion.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my
Just
worst...
put it on the table, honey.
yeah, I can put it right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to show you the bunion that is bigger first, but not the one that was giving me the problem. So on my right foot, I have a rather major bunion. Here it is. Da, 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 da.
Measure.
Look at that. Oh, I'm going to make this even, I can bring this down even more.
Yeah, you can.
There we go. And now, so look at the size of this puppy. Look at that thing. Whoa. And it's red, but thank
No, it's
goodness.
pink. It's pink. It's
Pink,
not
okay.
red.
Pinkish.
Pink.
But thank God, it doesn't give, it's not like my
Aware of
pain
it.
scale on this is happy. It's just
Wow.
there.
Wow.
This is great television. When David's starring off and the RCA people
You
created.
need to get a what do you call that person? You need to get a podiatrist to sponsor this. You need to get, you could do telehealth and they could look at your bunion.
So now comes the measuring. Let's see just how big. Still gotta make this lower. Here we go. Oh, that's as low as it goes. All right, here we go. Now check this thing out. I have to turn my chair this way to really do it.
What are you doing?
I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first thing. Here we go.
Here.
Let's measure
Yeah.
Dave's right foot bunion. Dum dum da da dum dum da dum 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 da da dum dum da dum. All right. So from what would you say it is? If we're
Wait, stop moving it. It's probably at least a half inch. No?
yeah. I mean, think about it. Like whoa.
Half inch to 3/4, depending on where you start the measurement.
So I should. It's kind of hard to do here. Maybe I'll do it this way.
I'll help you without being seen.
Yeah, I would appreciate
Am
that.
I being
Because
seen? You tell me. I don't
here,
want
I'll move this out of the way
No, okay.
so there's room for
You
you
can turn
to
that off then. Turn it
remove
off.
her bunion.
Yeah, I gotta get in there.
Just wait. There it goes. All right. Here.
Give me the thing.
Here's. All right. I'll put my foot over
So
here.
I don't know where we start the
Yeah,
measurement.
that's the problem. It's kind of hard to.
I think it should be like probably this is where your foot is, right? Your foot stops here.
Right, and that part.
It's probably like a half inch. What's this one?
Well,
A half
let me see
inch.
your
Yeah,
finger.
it's
Let me
about a
see.
half inch
There's a half. I've got a half-inch bunion
on the left.
on my right foot,
Oh,
ladies
on
and
the right.
gentlemen.
Yeah. Don't do that right in my ear. Oh,
Now, this is the foot that was giving me the problem a month ago. This is the foot that was rubbing and painful. Again, this is the smaller bunion.
I can't get in there. You
Yeah,
gotta.
let me turn this way. Hold on. That'll be.
I'll just measure it off camera. Let me do it off
Oh,
camera.
all right. Okay.
Let me measure it here. This one's not even like a quarter of an inch.
This is
Let
a
me see
quarter of an
this one.
inch. This puppy.
Just put this
Look at
one
that
in.
thing. Look at that thing.
I
That's
think
it's a
it's-
quarter of an inch or so.
I think it's definitely like because this is half an inch. I think it's probably close to half an inch.
So my right
because
foot is half an inch. Left one is
That's
kind of a quarter. It is
negligible.
smaller.
It's negligible. It's less than a quarter inch. I mean,
Negligible.
Look.
Wow.
A quarter inch, less than a
I
quarter.
mean,
This does not go into the fine millimeter measurements of like.
inch. Yeah.
It's to measure like a lamp at Marshall's. It's
Next time
not,
we'll do the tape, the pulley tape measure thing, because I think that
but it
has
won't bend.
millimeters.
But
We
it
can do
won't
it.
bend. It won't bend.
Oh.
We have to see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask your phone how they measure bunions.
Yes, please.
We have to figure out how to account for that.
How do you measure a bunion?
How?
So, but you can see this foot. This is the one that was giving me a problem. But so for today, October 21st, 2023, this is the condition of Dave's bunions. We've seen that my right foot bunion is about half an inch. My left foot bunion is barely a quarter of an inch. And yet you can see that they are prominent.
It's bunion angle.
Hmm.
You have to take an X-ray
Oh.
between certain bones in the foot. That's like bunion is a hallux. Is that called a bunion? Hallux?
I guess it is, yeah.
Hallux vagus. I don't know. I don't know if that's what it's called.
I don't know, I'm just talking about hallux.
Hallux vagus, I think, is a bunion.
Ooh. See, I would do hallux in other parts of the body,
see,
but not
look here,
Vegas.
you could see we don't have the proper tools. We need an X-ray to measure the
Oh
angle.
wow, we need
Here, I'll show you.
Hopefully, I'll never need a foot X-ray, but you know.
See, you need to look at the angle of the.
Now, I'm going to show you something, but it is not gross. It's not disgusting. It's just an X-ray. So there you go. There it is. There's your HV sign. So is that the bunion right
Yeah,
there?
yeah, exactly. They're looking at that angle is what we need to measure, but I
Yeah.
don't understand that. So
The angle of bunion hood.
it's Hallis Vegas, but I don't know why it's Vegas. I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, let's bring this back up. Up. Hello,
Oh, look
folks.
at him. He's the author. Maybe he'd be great, David. Makeup Hogstrom. He's the author of the bunion thing.
Makeup Hawks. Oh.
He'd be. We could get him.
Look at him. Oh.
Maybe we could get him as the bunny. He wrote a thing about on Wikipedia about bunions.
He did?
He's the one who did this. His name is. Oh no, but he doesn't. I think he's German, so that's the problem.
Well, no, he's got the. I think he's Norwegian or Swedish or something.
No, it's German.
Oh,
That's
it's
the
German?
German flag. Yeah,
Oh.
we have to figure out like maybe we can get.
I would do the bunions on you, Mr. Lefkowitz, but without anesthesia.
Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh. Oh, are they showing what I think they're
you don't wanna
showing?
see that yet.
No.
Oh, that's bad.
No.
Whoa, look at this one.
No.
This
What?
is just a drawing.
Oh, okay. A drawing I can do. A drawing I can.
that
let me
one's
see.
really bad. Look at that.
Oh, that's just a bunion. It's not a surgery thing.
no,
is it?
that's
a
really
hammer
bad.
toe. Look at that.
They're trying to teach people how to measure them. Why
Whoa.
don't you?
Yeah.
Look how beautiful the tree is.
I know. Yeah, it's fall.
Wow.
It's autumn. Yeah. The autumn leaves. Da.
Bunions. How to look
Aren't
at
you glad you
X-rays.
stuck around for Bunion Watch, ladies and
Whoa,
gentlemen?
some people got really.
What? What?
So I had a shoes one time like that. My bunions got better with my Birkenstocks because it holds my feet like that.
Alibi, yeah.
But they have all these kind of things that retrain the feet.
Does that really work?
don't
I used to have
know.
those little
This
inserts.
person says how I cured my bunions.
How did he cure his bunions?
I
What, he
don't
smashed
know.
his
It's
foot with a hammer?
It's sponsored.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
All sponsored, you know.
Yeah. Then there's also all these
Massage
sponsored
and
things.
foot. Wait, no, massage and foot exercise. That's lovely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm down.
Paracetamol, which is aspirin. Soak your feet in a foot bath. Ice your feet. Put your feet up. Try bunion pad, bunion splints, and healthy weight.
What the hell's a bunion splint? Oh, I guess it.
It's just like a little.
Yeah.
My grandma had one. You just put it like this, and you put like.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I tried pretty much all of these things, and it doesn't really. I mean, it is what it is.
It
It's
says
a
change
thing.
footwear
Yeah.
and use nighttime splints. Oh, bunion stretches. Why don't you could do a? I see a segment.
Show me.
I don't know what they are.
We'll look that up, and for not next week, but the week after, I'll do a bunion stretch. I could be the Jane Fonda of bunions. Yeah.
Examples of bunion stretching exercises. Oh.
What?
Toe curls,
Oh yeah.
towel curls, toe spreads. Here, let's see.
Toe push-ups. Toe.
Okay, toe stretches. It says to stretch your toes, point your toes straight ahead for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Do it to show and then curl under. And then curl under.
Is
like
that
this.
supposed to help, or is it just ow?
What did you do?
I hit my foot on the desk. Ow.
Okay. So
All right,
do this.
hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Stretch. Keep your toes out.
Yeah.
Point them and stretch.
What do you mean
roll
point them?
under.
What do you mean point them?
Point them like ahead, like that, and then under. Curl. 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 Curl.
What kills us is like there's probably
Curl.
1 or 2 foot fetishists watching who are getting
We
off
don't
on
have
this.
a hard surface.
Uh-oh.
Using your fingers, pull your big toe into proper alignment and hold it
Ooh. All right.
for 10 seconds.
You would figure that would help, but I don't think it does anything.
We don't have resistance bands and we don't have a ball roll, but you roll your foot on a golf ball. This is really good. Picking up marbles, that's a good one.
With your foot?
Yeah. Walking along the beach, being, this is good. That's a very good.
All right.
I think you should do a segment. Like, we'll get you, maybe we can get some kind of headband for your foot,
Yes.
and then you could just.
80s music?
Yes. Da, 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 da.
Let's get
Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Da, 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 da. I think you should.
I think.
Do you have any old sock? I'll make you a headband for your foot.
When I get a
Yeah,
hole in one of my
yes,
socks.
I'm gonna cut the thing. I'll make it.
as if we can tie-dye it and everything.
Yes, yeah. We'll get markers.
And I need for the rest of my foot maybe spandex, like a tight thing like Jamie Lee Curtis wore in Perfect. It is one of those things.
No,
like,
but you don't want it too much. It's really focusing on the bunion.
It's really just the bunion itself. Yeah. All right. You sure?
Yeah.
Or like a frizzy, like put a frizzy wig on my knee, like Richard Simmons.
I don't think we have a frizzy knee wig, honey.
Let's take that bunion down, everybody. Let's move, groove, and shave down that bunion.
Move, groove, and straighten.
Bunion watch, my friends. Bunion watch. I'm gonna play this song again because I had so much fun putting it together. Except when I didn't and saw the surgery.
Painful bunions, bunions, painful, painful bunions, bunions, painful, painful bunions,
Went
bunions,
to the pain.
painful, painful.
Oh,
bunions,
we did the pain scale.
Interesting, painful.
Painful. Yes, it's a minor not. Thank God. Thank God. Except I just hit my foot on the
Did
desk.
we do Greeley Crimes in Old Time?
We're gonna do it right now.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, we got Greeley Times coming up, and we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned on this 915th episode of Dave's Gone By. Here with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wife Joyce. We're calling this episode Camina Real, Camina Real, in honor of our guest, Armando
How
Camina.
was he? What
He
did
was
we
very
talk
nice. He was very, very impassioned, talking about
Nice.
both his career in radio, which was great,
And his organization.
and his
right?
organization. So it was good. It was good. And listen, well, those are the two main things that we still have to do on this episode. So why don't we head to Greeley, Colorado for the segment that we do basically every week by their good graces, by their auspices. The Greeley Tribune is a weekly news. No, sorry, it's daily on the web.
Yeah.
Or whenever on the web, but
I just thought we have to get a box to raise potatoes up for Halloween. They're too low.
yeah, I think I can
Oh, good.
in my sliding not drawer closet.
I need even, and also I want to make George. I need to get my pipe cleaners.
Well, yeah. So we'll probably hit there, but all the way, or we can hit Weggies today, or do whatever we want to do. So.
I just have to figure out where we can get pipe. Oh, there's the Michael's there. Yeah.
All the ways a tree can kill you. Classic headline of the Greeley Tribune newspaper. Well, one of the great things about the Trib is they have a column called Cop Log. And what that is, it really, really is public information of phone calls that come into the local police department in northern Colorado of people who see weird things happening in the neighborhood and call the cops. It's public
They're not
info.
serious, but it's not gory. It's
No.
not like a serious. They're just.
It's
like
not
a straight chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to tell you.
What?
I don't know what state, but I got an alert on my social media.
Yeah.
I think it was. I don't know the state, but they now allow emotional support chickens. One state expanded their alligator, but I forget who allowed emotional support.
Oh, because
chickens.
last week we did that thing about the guy who
I
had the
wanted to
emotional
tell you,
support
yeah.
alligator, and it's like, no.
But now the state updated and said you can have emotional support.
Do we want to get an emotional support chicken?
No.
Here?
But I'm
No?
just telling you.
I have an emotional support piggy.
You have an emotional support chicken right over there.
Oh, I do. I don't think he's very supportive, though. He's pretty self-centered. Yeah. See, no. No. For me, my emotional support is you and potato. Always potato.
I think he'd be perfect to be the lobster.
Oh, what? I can't even. How do we even explain this to people?
No, we live in Maine. We live in Maine, and we're gonna make a lobster. And David has googly eyes that he puts on everything in our home.
Yes.
But in order to make a lobster, I saw a lobster costume, but they don't make it small enough for potato.
No.
So what I decided was, we have red construction paper. I can make like lobster claws. But the thing is, I want to make eyes, and I can take red pipe cleaners and just twirl them and maybe glue
And then try and
them
catch
on.
glue.
Yeah,
Glue.
or maybe I'll just take tape and tape it like onto the eyes, and then he can be a lobster.
Yeah.
I can make different, like maybe multiple claws with the.
He would need. Well, how many? They have 4, right? And then they have that tailbone thing.
Yeah.
So we can make that 4 potato out of the red construction paper.
I want to make the claws out of construction paper, and then the eyes like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically,
But
whether I'm doing the show or not, me and Joyce, we're a madhouse. We essentially
No,
are.
but also the potatoes sit too low in the window, so people can't see them.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we need some. They're vertically challenged.
I still
so,
think we could have them riding on the unicorn.
no, because then the unicorn steals the show.
Kind
Right?
of,
They
yeah.
don't want, and it's not like then you're gonna get like fairy princess thing. Like
Oh, no.
We want potatoes. They want it. There's 3 of them down there. They want him as the 4th.
Yes, as in a lobster costume. And this makes
Yeah.
no sense to anybody watching, which is exactly
Well,
the
a lot
point.
of people wear lobster costumes.
Sure.
What's
Sure.
wrong with that? You don't think that's worthy?
Well, I think those people are a little crusty. Okay, that's a crustacean joke. All right.
Really crimes in old times.
Yes. Well, it's not even. Unfortunately, it's not even called that anymore.
Oh,
Now
really
it's
crimes.
really times or crimes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we have phone calls that come into the local police department, not ours, but in northern Colorado, for and people at the Tribune. Wait, where is this? Here we go. Compile the funniest ones into a column that runs once a week in the Trib called Cop Log, and we share it with you. Yes, Cop Log and what we like to call Greeley Times begins now. And we thank very much to Morgan McKenzie and now Chris Bolin for doing the compiling and doing this column, long-running column in the Trib. And Hun, amazingly, I'm so glad we have these noisy objects. Might want to hold your ears, because we start with an alert. We start with an alert!
Oh
Yeah.
my Lord, I'm dead.
And guess what kind of alert it is? The vortex, the triangle.
Oh.
Eighth and eighth! A call came into the Greeley Police Department about something going on the corner of 8th Avenue and 8th Street, which we sort of see as like
That's like the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
That's like Bermuda Triangle. That's like when that call goes down, like the police know it's gonna be wild.
It's train track 7.5 in Harry Potter.
Yes, it's like woo,
Yeah.
something's going on there.
We have an 8th and 8th alert.
There's somebody with no head looking for their hat.
Richard,
I
just
just
take that
made
off?
that up, yes.
That's genius.
There's somebody with no head looking for their hat.
That is the absolute state of humanity.
Yes.
Please remember that you said that. I'm going to steal it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll give you in-text citations. But oh my God,
Yes,
someone with no head looking for their hat.
Yeah.
Wow. This is why I married her.
It's
Okay.
also, I'm sweating profusely. You're not hot?
No, I'm
filmy.
Well, you're wearing a robe, for God's sakes.
Because I didn't get dressed. I'm sweaty because
You're clammy.
I drank my tea.
Well, you're talking about lobsters. No wonder you're clammy.
I'm hot.
Okay, we can't miss a little
Can I
joke.
put the fan?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I don't know where the jub is.
Yes, we have our own language, too. Hold on.
Oh, please.
I'll do it. Or let me see if I can get the fan going. Because I have a lot of fans of this program, and this is one of them. Yeah, let's get it. Oh, I'll put it on me.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
God bless you. It's
Jeepers.
because this robe, I feel like it's like, I just drank my tea.
So take off the robe and let me stare at your boobs.
No, I want to get dressed, but I'm waiting to do your show.
Sure. Well, we have an 8th.
That's more important.
It is more important.
Of course.
And we have an 8th and 8th alert.
David, I want to say, I think that lobster's a little too heavy I think the potato's a little too heavy to be the lobster. We need someone who's tall and thin.
I don't know. No.
Another
No.
potato. Do you think
Oh,
that-
is there a potato? We do have an actual real sweet potato on our counter. No, you don't think that would.
I'll make him, but we need to get something. Okay, go ahead.
Well,
What happened on 8th and 8th?
A caller at, gee, I wonder what this, because one thing is they strip identifiers, and you know very often that doesn't mean anything.
It does
when you
now.
strip
If it's like a food store on 20th, you know the food store.
Well, this is genius, because they say a caller
Yeah.
at a beef plant on 8th Street and 8th Avenue. It's like,
What could
gee,
that be? Oscar Mayer?
Everybody living in and around Greeley, just from their
Yes.
nose, knows exactly what they're talking about.
Yes.
A caller at an unnamed beef rendering plant,
Undisclosed, yes.
meat making place
Yes, you have no-
of Brazilian extraction at the moment.
Yes. No, Argentine.
Oh, didn't they sell to Brazil or they sell to Argentina? On 8th said, and the actual story isn't all that good. It's just that it happened on 8th and 8th. An employee showed up intoxicated or high to his shift.
Marijuana is legal in Colorado. If I worked in one of my students, I had one who had religious issues of not killing things, right? Like killing. And another guy, he showed me the glove they wear on the killing floor. It's like a metal knight's glove.
Yeah.
If I had to go somewhere and kill, like, my job was to, like, butcher, and I met a guy here who he told me that the quotas they have to fill with butchering, it's crazy. I would probably if some jobs people.
I know, but at the same time, if I had a job like that,
he needs to be.
I would get enough sleep. I would not be high. I would not be on cough syrup or anything.
Because you could definitely.
I mean, we know, we're not going to name names or anything. We know a person who's perfectly sober and sane and healthy and got job injured permanently very recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
But
I don't know how they know. Like, do they test workers? How do you know? Like, if
someone comes up, I'm gonna kill a pig.
No, but you could look at someone and they could be under the influence of medication that makes them drowsy or makes them whatever. You don't know. Like, is there somebody inspecting every person?
Well, this is a person who saw someone who seemed who wasn't just like
they could tell.
It's like they could tell. Yeah. There are times I had a kid. I'm not gonna name names. I had a kid walking late to my class. And I passed by him, and he smelled like a fucking patchouli factory. Yeah. And he wasn't wearing perfume. Mm-hmm. Gee, I wonder, I would look into his eyes, but, the redness would... Yeah. So it's this tough. Is... But at least if he's butchering the English language. He's not butchering a cow.
People got hurt really bad. Like, I couldn't...
Yeah. But this guy, if you have a person working at a beef plant, he's not just endangering himself; he's potentially endangering others.
Other people.
Yeah. Anyway, a man in Greeley, well, where else, said his kids called to tell him that a strange red-headed man was sitting in a chair on the back patio. That's Halloween.
Uncle Bill. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, it's those evil gingers.
I love gingers. Oh, my God. I love gingers. Gingers do no wrong. He probably was, like, waiting there for the barbecue.
Well, in somebody else's backyard, so, yeah.
He probably was, like, a workman who came to do some work, and then the kids didn't let him in.
You know
who he was? He was their DoorDash delivery driver.
That where people always wondered whatever became of Willie Nelson's red-headed stranger. There you go.
Going around Greeley. I think he was the guy who was at the factory who was a little bit, high. He went to there, he's like, hey.
Just use your sink. I've got pig blood all over my fingers.
I got the pig blood.
A caller on 9th Avenue said that a man started a small fire with a cigarette.
But that's what you do.
Well, yeah.
Isn't a cigarette combustion?
It is a small, yeah. I wonder about that. I mean, that's the thing. They never follow up with these things. They never said, did they put the fire out? Was the fire? How big was it? What was it? No. They set fire to his genitals, actually.
Oh,
no.
God.
Yeah, just, he started a fire with a cigarette.
We saw that on that show where the guy who it was some English settler had gunpowder on his lap and blew off his private.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, wasn't that a QI thing?
Yes.
No, that was not some English. That was Isaac Newton. Didn't that happen? No, that's different.
No, you're confusing. Yeah. Who was the one who came to the U.S. and not Sacagawea, but he had an indigenous
John Smith,
wife,
right?
Indigenous wife.
Yeah, and gunpowder blew off his.
Go further. We're gonna butcher that.
No, but Isaac Newton did something else. It was something else that he did to himself.
He
slid.
Oh. Go.
It's eye surgery day.
Go.
Yeah, no. Oh,
go,
God, no.
that's
A caller near 4th Street said that the bumper of a car driven by a teenager came off while he was leaving school when he kept driving.
Bye! See you Monday!
Hey, I didn't need that bumper anyway.
That's my dad's car. It's okay.
I don't know. Maybe you think you ran over something.
Wouldn't you hear it?
I don't know.
Why didn't he?
Because I mean, as a driver, I know now. Sometimes I'll feel and I'll kind of look in the rearview mirror, and if I don't see anything, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what I could have hit or run over or.
He'll get home and be like, "Where's the bumper?" And then he'll have to trace the
Well, yeah.
steps. Yeah.
Speaking of pre-Halloween, because we're not going to have a Halloween show, a caller at a cemetery on 28th Street
Yeah.
reported that a man was trying to cross the pond,
Yeah.
even though he had been asked to avoid the pond owing to a giant sinkhole near it.
Oh God. Why would you cross the pond?
How would you? Do they mean?
I think he was walking through it because you go in a sinkhole.
So yeah, so you could actually. I guess the pond is not. It's pretty shallow.
Yeah, and then there might be a deep. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how they get customers. Whoops, there's another one.
Whoopsie! Wow. Because what we also learned from QI about quicksand, that it isn't really, nobody dies from quicksand, it's not so deep. You get stuck in it, but you're not actually going to get sucked in and drown in quicksand. Something like that. A caller at a bar, maybe it's that guy who was under the influence, on 26th Avenue.
Yeah.
Or is it 28th Avenue? 28th
Yeah.
Avenue. I apologize to 26th Avenue.
Yes, please.
Said that a man who had been kicked out kept coming back. He tried to follow someone into the ladies' room.
Hello, ladies.
And he was accusing her of having his phone. I don't know what's going on.
No, but that's bad. Like, who was I with? Oh, I was with my colleague.
Yeah.
And she, because we need our phone for everything, our logins and stuff. She's like, I lost my phone. Who has my phone? And we literally looked around the whole. It was bad.
Yeah.
Not my time. It was recently.
But that also keeps me from doing the thing that I've been tempted to do in my classes of just bringing a basket. It's like right now, everybody take your telephones.
Yeah, but if something
put them in.
They did it to me when I was in federal court in Brooklyn.
Right.
They took your phone, and I was like, I said to the lady, I said, how do you organize it?
Yeah.
And she said, we take the juror number with a locker or something. They had a whole very complicated system. But I would not want to be that person because you could say, oh, you damaged my phone or you did whatever.
And also post-COVID, you don't want everybody suddenly rummaging around and taking everything people because you talk into a phone, right?
Correct.
Yeah. No, but they did. I was absolutely rather pleasantly surprised when I went to see the revival of the play "Take Me Out" on Broadway a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Very good, really good play. Very, very good revival.
Yeah.
But there was a thing. It's about baseball players, and when baseball comes out gay.
Nudie.
Yeah, there's a shower scene. There's good-looking naked men prominently in the play.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, the play is closed already. You can't. But so people were like, everybody has a cell phone now. All these women, all these men too, gay men, whatever.
Anybody.
Yeah. And so it got to the point where they just said, before the show started, when you were coming in, they took.
How did they?
They put them in a little pouchy thing.
And they put your name or.
I don't know if they handed it back to you or they said, we got it, we'll keep your and you come back and get it. But somehow, and it didn't take forever. It didn't take it took 5 minutes, not even.
Wow.
You left almost as easily as you
entered. Maybe they take your
entered.
seat number or something?
I don't know.
Because
back in the day, I always drank or felt sorry for people who had got those infrared because you couldn't just leave the show. You had to get on the line. You had to return your. But this they did. It was not a big deal, and it was on each in this individual whatever pouch to keep them also from going off and to keep them from. So I don't know, but anyway, so if maybe she had his phone, who knows? Anyway, let's do it elsewhere.
Okay.
Because part of Greeley Crimes of Greeley Times is going outside Greeley for some weird news elsewhere in the world. And of course, thanks to the New York Post, we go to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. And you clued me in on this story. It's only 2 or 3 weeks old. But, the modern world is invading the Amish countryside. Eli Yoder, an ex-Amish, was on TikTok earlier this week and remember when this happened, to reveal how the National Phone Emergency Alert, which had all American smartphones buzzing wildly, everybody just went off.
Mine was in Spanish.
Really?
And my Uber driver too, because we were talking.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Did yours come in English?" I was like, "No, Spanish. I got to learn Spanish."
Hmm.
Yeah.
But there was that thing of like we all America.
Mhm.
You know, this is a test of the emergency everything system.
Yes, which is good because like I, like it was like the thing in probably post Hawaii with all of the fires and people not being told. So
Yeah.
I think it like
Be nice if Israel had it
well, I'm
last
reading
week,
an article like
Yeah.
it's like about like I like them, but these emergency it's like Blackboard or Canvas. They give announcements to students. My chart gives announcements to people, right? Some people like them or some people don't,
Sure.
but they are effective for groups of people.
Yeah. I mean, I hate these stupid Amber Alerts. Like, I'm gonna find some guy kidnapping a girl. Like, oh no.
Imagine you're in like a parking lot, right?
Yeah.
And the car in front of you has that license plate. It would really be helpful.
Like, yeah. I mean,
So,
maybe,
like,
or if they have a picture of like the girl or the guy's white van.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's just on the hey, Amber Alert for so and so. Have you seen? Like, no, get off my phone.
So tell me about the.
But this is you read this to me. This was great. What happened was, remember, this is the Amish.
So Mennonites are allowed to use phones. Amish are depending on the level of Amish. It's like the Orthodox Jews or any religion.
Yeah.
The Amish are anti-technology, so no zipper like buttons.
Yeah.
Like, no driving. But Mennonites, like I was always surprised when we were in Pennsylvania. The Mennonites could drive cars. The Mennonites had a little bit more technology reception, but traditional Amish they should not.
Mennonites will have like AI helping build their
yes,
barns and stuff.
That's right. My barn has a bay window.
But this is Amish. This is apparently not Mennonites.
Old world Amish. Yeah.
By Mennonites. The Amish are forbidden from using most, if not all, technology.
Yeah.
The Amish, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? Said Eli Yoder, a former Amish
Yeah.
person. Quote, I just got a couple of my Amish buddies shunned today by the church.
Mm-mm.
Since leaving Amishhood, Yoder's been helping Amish men surreptitiously get telephones. And there have been other rumblings in Amish society recently. I mean, that's the whole story.
Yeah.
They were caught. They're like sitting in church there with other people, and suddenly their pocket goes.
How you doing? It's like, alert.
Yeah, because even I guess if your phone's off, it didn't matter.
It overrides.
Yeah. But apparently, remember.
Let me put my name as Ice on your phone, so
Ice.
In case of emergency, you have to put the name ICE after your in case of emergency.
Really? Oh,
so
do it.
Like God forbid something happens to you, and they wanna contact your
Yeah, my next of kin, as it were.
Yeah, or the person to contact. You have to put ICE. I'm gonna do it in your. I don't know how to do your
I have no idea.
Contacts. Where's your contacts? Do you know?
On the phone, go to the phone, the thing that looks like a telephone,
Okay.
and on the bottom there, it'll be.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. I had no idea about this.
I'm gonna put You gotta put ICE so they know.
All right.
I'm gonna edit it.
Did it work? Let's see. Where would you? Oh, is it there?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I won't call you Joyce. I'll call you Joy Ice. That would work. It's my wife, Joy Ice. Ta-da!
Should have been fixed. Let's see.
Did it change your name? Don't. I'm not gonna hold it up to the camera. Ice, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Ice, call me. Bum, 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 bum. By the way, it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
To your stuff, I'm sorry.
Eastern. No, I'm just going to tell people it's 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time here in the Daverhood. You're watching the 915th episode of The Day Has Gone By, Facebookio Podcastio of the stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife Joyce. We're calling this episode Camino Real or Camino Real in honor of the guest who was on the show earlier, Armando Camina, and what else? Well, yeah, we're in the middle of Greeley Times, talking about a story not from northern Colorado, but from Amish country in Pennsylvania, where a lot of these Amish guys were caught out for having cell phones, which they really should not have had. But there's another tempest in the Amish teapot, if you will.
No, not more.
Well, remember a couple of months ago, we were getting these circulars from Ollie's, this store that we haven't never been to, that has like remainder and weird remainder things.
Yeah.
And they have among their books a collection of Amish
romances.
Yes! Amish like books for children, Amish romance books. Who knew? Well, Tapestry of Love,
Oh.
a romance book by member Linda Byler, has caught flack despite not having any sexual content in it. Byler is 65 years old, and she said, "There's nothing unclean in the book, just some touching and a little bit of a kiss." There is one scene of two men fisting a goat.
Oh God. I guess that's touching.
Yeah, no, but even that, the inroads.
What's the scary part? Like,
Well, no, the scary part is that in the Amish community, they're thinking of, it's controversial that she wrote a romance book where like a boy and a girl like Moa for a second. We're not talking about "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret," or
I love that.
one of those kinds of books. We're just talking like, But you can't stop. The inroads are made by popular culture. You cannot. If you're in America, you are eventually, no matter what you don't want to sell, you don't have a TV, you still know. That's why I wonder about even like the.
But even our Amish. So how can this is what I don't understand personally. Maybe our Amish get special dispensation.
Yeah.
We live near an Amish market.
Yes, we do.
So they're using telephones. They call each other in the booths. They're using cash registers. They're using scales.
Yes, I don't get it.
They're using like a latte machine. They're using then the Amish that are cooking in the restaurant. They have an Amish restaurant.
Right.
Maybe they get dispensation.
How? Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when you deal with the outside normal world, you get to be. That's kind of like, I guess, like the Orthodox ultra Jews who are on 40 or 30 something street.
Diamond District, yeah.
Diamond, and also the camera place on 9th Avenue, B&H Photo.
B&H, yeah.
Right. And they're not open on Shabbos. They're not open Friday night. But at the same time, I mean, I kind of, they're not all there with the beers and the cups.
Yeah, I don't understand, yeah.
I don't know how that works.
We'll have to investigate.
What they were allowed and not allowed to do. Anyway. So that is from elsewhere in Amish land. Let's go back to Colorado and a couple more of criminal activities as noted in the Greeley Tribune. For example, a caller at a supply store, supplies on 8th Street, said a man came into the store attempting to buy a gun. He told the caller, "What do you think he wanted to do with the gun?"
Shoot a pigeon.
No.
Shoot himself?
No.
What?
His plan was to smuggle it across the border.
Okay. Well, you're being honest.
I know, but like, all right. First of all, shouldn't it be going the other way?
I don't know.
Or isn't the problem that the guns are coming up from Mexico and whatever, or the drugs anyway?
He's into reciprocity.
It's like, let's send the guns in the wrong direction. It's fine by me. Like, but
who knows?
I have no. And across the, I mean, Colorado's not bordering in Mexico.
No.
What border is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe
Kansas. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
He's looking for neighboring state.
And then a caller. Oh dear. A caller on 28th Avenue said that a male threw her underwear in the toilet. Honey, he's telling you need to douche.
That's horrible. I don't think, is that a crime?
It's not a crime. I don't know what it is. So it's taking personal property.
Yeah.
And probably stopping up the toy. Why would you throw someone's underwear in the toilet? I know. No, granted, women's underwear is tiny little things.
They're probably fighting, I
would imagine. Fighting naked. Or we don't know if it was the underwear she had been wearing at that moment, or if he grabbed a piece of hers.
Maybe it was a really bad dry cleaner.
Oh.
We don't have laundry. We're just gonna flush.
First, I put underwear in toilet, and then I put in the laundry detergent. I flush it, go round and round. But I hold on stick so it don't go down.
I mean, you think there's a bigger issue going on.
You think? You think? Oh, man. All right, one more, and then we'll table this for the day. A caller on 28th Avenue wanted to know a lot of things on 28th. Yeah. Well, no, there was one on 28th Street, one on 28th Avenue. We're back to 28th Avenue. Wow. Wanted to know why officers were across the street and why a neighbor was in handcuffs. And by the way, it turned out they were unrelated. The neighbor was also wearing a blindfold and a red gag ball. No, I'm kidding about that. Yeah, no, I would want to know why my next door neighbor was in handcuffs with police across the street. I would be curious, I admit. Anyway, my friends, that is Greeley Times for this week.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi-yi, yippee, yippee, yippee.
Oh, my friends, you are watching Dave's Gone By on this Saturday morning, October 21st. Thank you all for tuning in. We still have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned to do. And we have our friends of the Daverhood. Is there anything else? Is there any stuff? Oh, a couple of things I wanted to bring up. You mentioned that, was it a stunt? Was this a gimmick? Or was it just above and beyond, where these people were on a mountain and they ordered...
Oh, yes,
Tell me.
Domino's Pizza. I think it was in, where was it?
Oh, I don't remember. Some mountain
I sent
elevated
you-
thing. Yeah.
You can this isn't my phone, but the guy came up and delivered. It was like an altitude of like 16,000 feet or 7,000 feet, and he delivered Domino's.
Whoa.
But I wonder if you get it in 30 minutes or if you get it for free, right?
Oh, that's
It's
brilliant.
like, they have that thing, so you order it, you're up the peak of, I don't know, Machu Picchu, and you're like, hey, I'd like a sausage or whatever.
Wouldn't it be great if they give
special.
him $1 tip?
Oh, God, that's horrible. Yeah, and the guy, falls off the cliff trying to get it.
Oh. And I also, this staggers me.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, but you know that 2 or 3 weeks ago, old Dave came down with a head cold,
Yeah.
which was not COVID, but which was a bad, big, mostly throat cold, a little bit of a chest cold, hence the phlegm stuff. And I told the story. I went to a Walgreens locally and, told the woman, literally came up to the
about
counter.
your prostate last time.
My prostate?
Yeah.
Oh, no, but this is connected. This is related.
Oh.
I don't know if you heard this news. This is real.
What
This
news?
is, I'm telling, this is,
I don't know this.
so, yeah. So I go to the counter,
This
my
helpful?
eyes red, my nose, everything puffy. I was wearing the people can't see you though. They don't know that you're Joyce has the cool antenna eye things on her forehead. So I go to the woman and she sees me and I say, I have a cold, not COVID, but what do I, and without even thinking, Sudafed, I'm like, yes, please, thank you. And she gives me the Walgreens wall-fed, green-fed, fenugreek, whatever they call it. And I had this conversation with her. She was busy. She didn't really want to talk to me, but she was very nice. And she said, yeah, no, I can tell you don't need an antihistamine. You need a decongestant. You need something to clear up. I can tell from your voice, from the way you're talking, from the way you look, that's what you need.
The way you move, sir.
Yeah, but it's the way that you move it. And she gave me the Sudafed thing. Fake, the generic Sudafed.
Epinephrine.
And I come out of there, and I also got COVID tests and whatever, a COVID package and cough drops or something. So I get home, and I told the story. I took this medicine. You're allowed to take up to 8 pills in a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
So I took 6 in about 18 hours.
Yeah.
Figuring that they help train, do the thing.
Absolutely
Follow the guidelines. And those guidelines, even so, my prostate reacted in a way it had never reacted to anything else before. Like when I've been sick, and Joyce knows this, you all know this, when I'm peeing, you just pee because your body's trying to get everything out. You're just peeing all the time. But this time I would go to the bathroom. I'd be like the 80-year-old man at the public toilet. I'd say, I'm going to stand here for a couple of minutes and wait for the trickle. And all night, like every 10 minutes, I would be getting up, really I wasn't even falling asleep. I would just get out of bed, really with like an urgent need to pee. I'd get to the toilet, and I'd stand there, and I'd feel like pressure building up in my dick. And I just like, oh, and then finally, like, trickle. And literally, I had peed 10 minutes earlier, and there was still more coming out of me. And I was drinking, but I don't drink like you. I don't drink
Yeah.
like
Well,
gallons
I
of
have
water.
To drink for my kidneys.
Yeah, but I was trying to drink. I was trying to stay hydrated
yeah.
because I was peeing so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't have I don't think I had a fever. Maybe I did, but trying to get over this cold, which
And
I'm
what
thinking
happened?
the medicine helped. Swearing to God, this past week,
Yeah,
all the major drugstore chains
yeah.
have taken Sudafed, all these
Wow.
things off the shelves because what they call phenylepinephrine
Yeah.
apparently doesn't work. You might as well be having
Something worked on you. I don't know what it
It
was.
did some shit.
Maybe you're sensitive. Epinephrine is a stimulant.
Well, there's two epinephrines.
Yeah.
There's the epinephrine that they keep behind the counters,
Oh.
but then there's the OTC epinephrine,
Yeah, yeah.
which is phenylepinephrine, which
Yeah.
apparently is like, you might as well just have a sugar pill.
Oh wow.
So I'm assuming that the lady at the Walgreens gave me, since it was behind the counter,
Yeah, yeah.
gave me the PE epinephrine,
Yeah, yeah.
which is the real stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
apparently, which does do stuff.
Yeah,
But now,
she did because she took your license. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
but for anybody who's going out there, what's the other brand? Since I keep saying Sudafed,
It's anything that's a decongestant.
like Claritin.
No, Claritin is not
an
a
antihistamine.
Claritin D might have it, but
Yeah.
but Claritin and all those things are antihistamines, which prevent like allergies. So it's a decongestant. It's anything that I told you when I was getting my MPH, right? I had a cold and they gave me one of those things. And what it did for me, I'm sensitive to it. Before I had any other health issues, I had rapid heartbeat. So I felt like I was a rabbit.
Yeah.
Like, and I used to go up to school with someone who was a nurse practitioner and an MD.
Yeah.
Thank God. And I said, I'm taking this for my congestion and I feel my heart's beating like a rabbit. They're like, you're sensitive to epinephrine. You can't take it.
Well, but
And
the
I
thing is,
stopped it,
if that is a natural side effect from taking
it was horrible.
Oh well.
I felt like I was like being a.
Yeah, but
like,
you're not gonna have a heart attack.
No, but it felt hard. I felt like it was like a zombie, and then my heart was like.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good.
But it's gonna be interesting because now they have to figure out over the counter what to give people instead of these cold medicines, which are apparently not doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to check the box of which. Maybe it's PE because it was behind the counter.
I agree.
This was I didn't just walk up and pick
when
it. The pharmacist gave it to me.
Take your license, it's to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also don't want people getting addicted or using these things to make other. There are stores all over the country now that take like laundry stuff away because people use the pots to make meth or some shit like that.
With my grandmother, I called her.
She made meth? No.
No, Aunt Alice. She wasn't my aunt. She was my grandmother's tenant.
Mm-hmm.
And her life consisted of cigarettes and NyQuil.
Well,
she just loved NyQuil and cigarettes. That was her like.
Would she have NyQuil all day or just to get to sleep? She would have a.
But nicotine and NyQuil. So people self-medicate with all sorts of substances.
Cigarettes and whiskey and wild, wild women. They'll drive your aunt crazy. They'll drive her insane. Thank you very much. Classic song. Anyway, so that's old Dave's pseudoepinephrine, or they really should call pseudoepinephrine the fake stuff, right? Wouldn't that make Sudafed? It's not a real Fed. It's kind of a fake. It's like ersatz Fed.
Yes.
Don't even know one.
We should campaign for that.
I will. Okay, I will. What I am going to campaign for is the wonderful people who have appeared on this program in months and years past in the Daverhood. Guests. Yeah, no, do it. Because this is going to be the Friends of the Daverhood. We can do this for a couple of minutes. Joyce actually gets a break from me now. She gets to put on, holster those boobs in a bra, babe. Yeah. Don't even know. We call them Friends of the Daverhood. Like today, we have a brand new friend of the Daverhood. His name is Armando Camina, and he was a delightful guest with Rabbi Saul, talking about his years in radio, talking about his foundation, hopefaithdreams.org, hopefaithdreams.org, if you want to find out more about that and about getting kids in, lower income, difficult places, involved in the arts, trying to imagine a better life. And also this idea of, working with kids to get them ready for high school, to get them ready for college, which would be really great. So anyway, his name is Armando Camina. We thank him very much for being in the Daverhood. He's a new friend of the Daverhood. We also thank our PR friend, Kenjamin Franklin, for suggesting Armando and for setting that up. But, and we also, of course, thank Rabbi Sal Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches. If you go to his shalomdammit.org and also his Facebook page, he posted something recently about the goings on. Not a rabbinical reflection, it's more of a Talmudic tidbit, which you might want to check out. He might be doing some more of those. Check out Rabbi Sal Solomon's Facebook page, and also he's got a new Instagram page, Rabbi Sal Solomon. I like him, but I'm not putting it on my website just in case. But me and the rabbi, we're like this on most things. Anyway, shalomdammit.com is his website, shalomdammit.com, where you can, as he said earlier, listen to his rabbinical reflections, hear and see all the interviews that he's done for this program, as well as see his TV show, his hilarious show that he did on Long Island Cable TV many years back, and also his stage show. All the links are all there at shalomdammit.com. Do take a look. So those are the two folks who've been on this program today. But what about people who've been on Dave's Gone By earlier this year, 5 years ago, 15, 20 years ago? What are they up to, these friends of the Daverhood? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the friends of the Daverhood, my friends. So who's been on the show and what are they up to? For example, where's my page on this? Here we go. I want to give, congratulations to our good theater friend, Iris Dorbian, who's now moved into more of the writing field. Well, she was always a writer and a journalist, but she's now moving a lot into creative writing and business writing. She's got a new book called Next Stop Boston, which is being published by Black Pawn Press. Just came out. Give it a read. Give it a buy. It's called Next Stop Boston by our friend Iris Dorbian. And give a shout out to another a real theater person here, Frank Wildhorn. You know him. He created such Broadway shows as Jekyll and Hyde and The Scarlet Pimpernel. He's got a new musical called Death Note, the musical. And it features our friend Adam Pascal, and it is, it was filmed at the London Palladium, and it's going to be on Ghostlight CD quite soon. So, and maybe, of course, it'll come to New York as well. Death Note, the musical, featuring Adam Pascal with Frank Wildhorn doing the score on that show. Want to send out condolences to actress Beth Malone. She lost her father, Billy, a week ago on Friday. Beth actually something of an alumnus and a favorite daughter of the University of Northern Colorado, where Joyce and I were for a bunch of years. And also, a Broadway actress. She was in Fun Home and stuff. So a shout out to her. And in happier news, a shout out to our recent friend of the Daverhood, Nancy Redman. Her play, A Seance with Mom, and Charles Bush's play, Leading Lady, are both special award nominees for the 2023 United Solo Theater Festival. So yay on. I think I mentioned those last week, but wanted to let you know that again. Also have to tell you that, let's see what else is going on. Woody King Jr. is directing a play called Telling Tales Out of School that is happening at the Castillo Theater over on 42nd and 11th Avenue in Manhattan. So yay for him. I think he was just on the show earlier this year or sometime last year. Letting you know also that today began Steve Kaplan's Write Your Comedy Screenplay. It's a 4-session workshop online. I don't know if you can still join, if it already started this morning, but check him out, Steve Kaplan, Write Your Comedy Screenplay. On Monday, Quinn Lemley is doing her show. Rita Hayworth, The Heat Is On. That is at Don't Tell Mama. Also on Monday at 7 o'clock, Jamie DeRoy and Friends is at Birdland. Now, Jamie DeRoy is a producer, a Broadway and off-Broadway producer. She has also, for many, many, many years, hosted a cabaret show like once or twice a month where she gets all her cabaret friends and then puts that on. And basically, it's usually for charity. And this one is for a benefit for Entertainment Community Fund. So check it out, Monday, 7 o'clock at Birdland for Jamie DeRoy and Friends. On Tuesday, and then running through the middle of November, Alan Lewis Rickman, our actor friend, is in a play called King of the Jews at Here over on 6th Avenue. That's off Broadway. 6th Avenue is I think right near the Christopher Street station or whatever, Spring Street, I think on the E. It's right there. On, let's see, that would be Wednesday, Seth Rudetsky is hosting a TDF fundraiser over at City Winery. On the 26th of October, Tammy Faye Starlight is doing She's a Rainbow from Marianne, where she's playing Marianne Faithfull. Unfortunately, I didn't put down where she is doing that. Whoops. So you're going to want to look up Tammy Faye Starlight to find out where that is. Apologies. And then towards the weekend, Friday through Sunday, New York Gilbert and Sullivan Players. Yes, they're still around. And they do, a couple times a year, they put on a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta. Who else is doing those? Nygasp is, and it's directed and conducted by our friend Albert Bergeret, where he is directing the lesser-known Gilbert and Sullivan show, Patience, and that is at the K Playhouse over on East 68th Street in Manhattan. It's only this weekend, Friday. When I say this weekend, I mean like from the 26th, this coming Friday, to next Sunday. Anyone else? No, I think we're... That'll do that. So let me go back to some of the things that are currently running. For example, you have from now until the end of next week to see Neil Berg and Robert Shenkan's musical called The 12 in East Haddam, Connecticut at the Goodspeed Opera, or they call it now Goodspeed Musicals. Playing now through November 12th, Chris John Knoll is appearing in the Old Play Partnership at the Mint Theater in Midtown. On Broadway, Lilias White is in Hadestown, and Stuart Zagnet is in Harmony. It just began previews. This is the Barry Manilow musical that has been trying to come to Broadway for, I swear to you, 25 years. Finally. I mean, people gave up on this thing decades ago. It came back, then they did it off Broadway last season, and it went very well, and the reviews were very, very good. It made it to Broadway, finally, and started previews last week for an open run. What theater is it? It's at the Ethel Barrymore Theater on West 47th Street, and our wonderful friend Stu Zagnet is in it. Go see it. Alan Menken wrote the music for Aladdin on Broadway. He also wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors off Broadway at the West Side Theater. Seth Bisson-Hirsch does his talent showcase at Don't Tell Mama on Tuesday nights. Marcus Goldhaber performs every Sunday evening at Room 623, that's up on 119th Street. Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks, Monday evenings, 2 shows at Birdland. Saturday evenings, tonight, Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano, of course, are at Birdland. And Jim Caruso's cast party every Monday night at Birdland. That tickets for all these things, birdlandjazz.com. StageBuddy.com is a website that you want to check out for news and information about New York nightlife that is founded by our great friend Evan Seplow and Dr. Demento, doing new and old, archiving the old Dr. Demento shows from like the 1970s and beyond, plus doing a new Dr. Demento show every week, online only at drdemento.com. You can listen to David Kenny's Everything Old is New Again Sunday evenings on WBAI Radio. And gotta, of course, give shout-outs to friends of the Daverhood that we just haven't been able to have on recently because I'm not doing the quizzes for a bit. But our beloved David Sheward, whom you can read in theaterlife.com, culturaldaily.com, and totaltheater.com. He writes theater reviews. And Leslie Hoban Blake, who does theater reviews on camera with our mutual friend Charlie Gross. They do a show called Two on the Aisle, which you can watch either on Manhattan Neighborhood Network Cable or their YouTube channel, Two on the Aisle. And of course, our beloved Vicky Quaddy, whom you can watch or go see at the Greenhouse Theater in Chicago, doing her shows Holy Ghost Bingo, because it's right around Halloween, and of course, Late Night Catechism. So a big shout out to Vicky Quaddy. And I think, my friends, those are the friends of the Daverhood. So it is not quite 11:30 in the morning Eastern Time here in the Daverhood, where you are watching the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, Joyce, who is putting together like a packet of cough drops,
That
but
I'm
because we
gonna
both
carry.
need them. Yeah.
This is going to stay in the car. It's not sync. I'm just using the bag again.
Yeah.
I made a mixture of all kind of cough drops.
Just in case.
Yeah, we'll leave in the car.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it if this were the summertime, because it turned into one big ball of glop.
One big, one big mush.
But in this kind of weather, I think we're fine with it. Anyway, we've done Bunion Watch, ladies and gentlemen. We've done Greeley Times. We had our conversation with guest Armando Camina with Rabbi Saul Solomon. Oh, and we talked about stuff. It's been quite an episode in the Daverhood, but we're not done yet. Because, oh, my friends, we have a poem for you. It's a poem about a place in Colorado, because I got it into my head many years ago now, quite a few, to write poems about as many places, towns, big cities in Colorado as I possibly could. And for a while, it was a fairly simple process, because a lot of things rhyme with things like Greeley and Vale, and those are the only two I ever remember when I start to talk about this. But there's so many. There's like dozens and dozens and dozens of different places in Colorado. Johnstown, which I don't think I was able to rhyme yet. I mean, so I look, it gets much, much, much more difficult now that I've got almost 300, swear to God, probably 260, 270 of these done. And I'm still looking for new ones to do. And sometimes I push the envelope a little, and sometimes, a Broadway theater writer, a Sondheim or a Kander and an Ebb. Oh my God, look at all those cough drops. They would cast a few askance glances at my rhyme scheme. I try and keep the meter decent at least, but or at least keep the meter running. But it gets tougher. But somehow this week I found a way to do yet another Limerick of the Damned. And I've gone to one that I've avoided for a while, just because I thought it would be impossible. But I know, I finally figured out how this was pronounced. It's Saguache. 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 Oh, that is not so terribly difficult to write, or at least you're going to find out if I did a good job of it. But it's Saguache, Colorado. That's going to be the location of this week's Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
You're the poetry man.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 would end with words that rhyme, and likewise verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain,
Colorado, indeed, Christine Lavin, yes. Our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Now, we told you a little bit about Saguache before, but let's remind you, it's called the Gateway to the San Luis Valley, and Saguache comes from the Ute Indian word, either for blue earth or like blue water near the ground, something like that. Population about 500 people there in southern Colorado, and it's just surrounded by mountain ranges. Historically, the Indians would come down to this valley during the winter months. So they'd be up, hunting and doing their thing all during the summer, and then when it got really snowy and scary from like October through March, they came down to the Saguache Valley and stayed there. In the 1800s, they had a mining boom. So settler Otto Mears created the town as basically a supply hub for all the miners who were going around and all the mountain climbers and things. The town's website brags that the water in Saguache, Colorado beats any bottled water that you could buy in a store. It is so clear and good. Agriculturally, rock climbing, it's an agricultural place, but rock climbing, hunting, biking, rafting, horseback trails, and best of all, and I don't know why the water would be good here, because back in the day, the Saguache County Jail hosted Alfred Packer. Remember when he was in the trail and all these people, and he survived, and these other people were eaten, and he had, it was charged with cannibalism. He was put in a jail.
Did he have his own cell?
He escaped. He got out of the Saguache County Jail, and they found him in Wyoming and brought him back. He did a couple of years in prison, and then he went off and had.
I wouldn't want to be a cellmate.
I know, right?
I wouldn't sleep. I'd be like,
what does my breath smell like?
I'd be like
Does it smell like
no, but
Ernest?
if you fall asleep, he might eat you.
Well, if he's hungry enough. I mean, you would imagine how desperate you're either going to die. Think about it.
You don't know that. He might have been cannibal, to begin with.
He might have just been really hungry one day. He's not really in starvation mode, but just like
do your thing, honey.
Because they were freezing. He could have had water, which would have kept him alive. But he looked over and he said, Federico's looking
yummy.
Still no sign of land. Anyway, we have a Colorado limerick of the damned for Saguache, Colorado. I'm going to do this as me, even though this really should be a Rabbi Saul thing. A negligent moil from Saguache consumed half a bottle of scotch. His fingers went wild while snipping a child, and now the poor kid has no crotch. I'm so proud. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
You're going to do well.
Is that, you've been there
it's maiming the genitals of a child. That's low.
I've done that.
But it's the moil, yeah.
It's the moil, yeah. Anyway, moily to bed, moily to rise. If you have a complaint, send it to davesgoneby at AOL.com. Dave, like my name, davesgoneby at AOL.com. You can also reach me on the Facebook page. You can post under the show or just message me if you're a Facebook friend or something like that. But I'd love to hear from you. I don't have the time generally to respond to everybody, even with a thumbs up thing. But I am scrolling. I am looking at your messages, and I really, really appreciate them. Don't forget also that I have a Facebook page. Well, you're watching it.
I hope they know, yeah.
But an Instagram page, david.lefkowitz.
Didn't just start that yet.
And
I can't see it.
a Twitter page. Oh, of course, the Twitter feed.
Radio
Dave 2.
Phone or your computer, Instagram?
I don't think I have it on my phone. I don't want it on my phone.
But
I am doing Instagram now. It's basically the same data, the same material that I'm putting on davesgoneby.com and on the Facebook page. And another reminder, if you want to read my stuff, because I'm a writer as much as anything else, and I've written hundreds of theater reviews, hundreds of stories about the theater, dozens and dozens of songs, a couple dozen short plays and long plays, all these things. If you want to read them, just go to my website, davelefkowitz.org. Dave Lefkowitz, LEFKOWITZ.org. And you can really, get a whole different sense, or maybe some of the same sense, of who I am, my sense of humor, my writing style, as opposed to my extemporaneous talking style, by going to davelefkowitz.org. And then, of course, there are the other websites you should check out. davesgoneby.com, archive.org for the Dave's Gone By channel, castbox.fm for the audio archives of this program, as well as our YouTube channel, Dave's Gone By. Yeah, it's just all over. It's the same content, basically.
Different forms,
all these
audio,
different places.
video,
Yeah.
summary, chopped up, full length, all that.
And it also is kind of an insurance thing. If one website goes down
That's true,
or there's a
actually.
problem, I can I'll watch it on YouTube. I can see it on
You
YouTube.
won't lose it,
I'll look
yeah.
on Facebook,
Give a get well to Wendy, our friend.
Oh, yeah, our friend of the Daverhood. We want to give a shout out
Yes.
to our friend Wendy Hybe and to her husband,
Yes, friend.
Fred. She has had medical issues for a long time.
Yeah.
And just about 2-3 weeks ago, she broke her arm on top of everything else. So
we
it's
send Wendy our love.
it is a full break, right? It wasn't a sprain.
I don't know. I didn't see the X-ray. What am I, like, a orthopedist? I don't know.
Well, you've seen an X-ray of someone's bunion,
I
so I'm
did,
figuring
yeah.
maybe we would have.
I learned a lot today about that. That was learning.
Yeah. So she's got a rough go, but
Yeah.
our shout out, our love to Fred and Wendy. We call them Friendy. Haven't been on
They
the
were
show in a while.
excellent on the quiz.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, it's still alive. It's still okay. It's just tough times. Tough times for all of us. I gotta tell you. Anyway, so we've done. Anybody else that we have to give a shout out to? My mom, to your mom and dad. Anybody else?
No, just everyone. Not the pigs, though, because they squeal. And just tell them you won't be there next week. We'll
Right.
be doing Alzheimer's walk. But
Oh, do you
then
want to publicize that?
No, because
No.
I have to still do some stuff with
Oh.
it. But you'll be back the week after November. You'll ring in
I should be.
November.
Yeah, because next week no show. Because I'm incredibly busy too, and also Joyce and I are going to be she'll be doing the walking. I'm just going to sit on a chair and walk faster.
No, I thought you were going to be Mission Barbecue complaining
I
about.
can't. It starts at 8:00 in the morning.
You could still be there.
I can wait for them to fire up the grills.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they won't open until 11:30. It'll be all. There won't be anything to get there. I was hoping because it's in the same area.
You could go to the Rooster and get breakfast.
That I could. But are you going to walk, or what are you actually going to do? You're just going to have a table?
Walk. Yeah, no, I'm not tabling. I'm walking.
Yeah. How long is it?
I
That's
don't
a
think I
personal
bought
question.
a purple hat. Like, I
Yes.
don't think I'm going to need a hat next week, though.
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be late October.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we're going through a little bit of a warm front right now. You don't know. We can check the weather for next Saturday. It's early October and 8:00 in the friggin' morning, which is colder than like 11. So you might if you're going for a stroll. Or you should wear a different kind. You should wear purple. But if it's sunny, then you need a sun hat because you
Maybe
shouldn't be
when we go to Michael's and we get the
pipe cleaners.
the pipe cleaners, let me get a big purple flower because I can put a flower
Would you
on
wear
my
that?
jacket. Yeah, I can put a flower on my jacket.
If
Whatever I wear, like I could just put a purple flower or maybe make a purple wreath for my head.
we could go to the other side of town. I could get like a purple strap-on dildo.
No,
I would-
honey, it's not that. No.
No, it'd be fun.
No.
It'd be like Alzheimer's, everybody.
No.
I'm a walking case of it.
Don't say that.
No, I'll be supportive. I don't know if I'll walk. I'll probably go to the Iron Skillet or
I'll
whatever the hell.
register you. I'll register you and you'll walk.
No, now you're telling me now I don't even get to have breakfast at the Iron Skillet or the Rooster
Don't worry
or.
about it. You're fine.
I
You're fine.
don't walk. That's right. I mean, if it's a mile, I don't care. But if it's longer than a mile,
No,
if it's a
it's
5K,
the walk we normally do. It's like
there's no normal. We used to do it in
up
Colorado.
Marshalls, around the top. It's very simple.
Oh yeah. Oh, so it's just that, and then we go to Iron Skillet.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, that's right. Because it'll be way too early for
Yeah.
Mission and Mission Barbecue.
Yes,
Replace their
honey,
Black
yes,
Light
yes,
specials
yes.
of rib steak with fucking meatloaf.
Just call them. We'll
Meatloaf!
We'll ask them if we go this weekend. We'll ask them when they're going to switch it again.
It's gonna be at least a month. You know these things last for weeks and
Yeah, but
weeks and
maybe
weeks.
the next one will be really good.
I hope.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go back to a steak
I
or
think
ribs.
They should
Let
go,
them
they
ribs.
should go back to prime rib. That's what I would do.
They never did prime rib. They've
But for
only
the
had ribeye.
holidays, though, for the holidays, maybe.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, no. It's Thanksgiving. I'll bet they'll do smoked turkey.
Oh, maybe.
I'll
Lovely.
betcha.
That's okay. Gives you tryptophan, calms you down. That's good. Okay, honey, end on a high note. End your show on a high note. Come on.
All right.
Here
all
we
right.
go.
Well, my high note is thanking my darling and adorable wife Joyce for helping me do Dave's Gone By every Saturday morning from 9 until noon or thereabouts here on your Facebook Dave's Gone By channel. I thank you for tuning in and watching and telling people about the program. I thank one more time to Kenjamin Franklin for setting up the setting up the.
Right here. Okay, and then put on your hand.
High-level comedy right here.
Yeah.
Kenjamin Franklin for setting up
That's
the
old
interview
school, old
with
school.
Armando, and
Old school.
Armando Camina. Check out his website, hopefaithdreams.org. Thank you, Rabbi Sal. Go to shalomdammit.org for more about him, and wishing you a safe, peaceful, relatively, nice week ahead, a safe Thanksgiving, Halloween. Yeah, we won't be with you for that. But we should be back in 2 weeks with, man, I haven't sat up here. With the 916.
We're into the double digits. We passed like the 90 something. That's
Oh,
great.
yeah, we're into it. We're doing it. So we're at 916, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. That's amazing.
Episode of The Day Has Gone By,
It's
Facebookio,
amazing. You don't think
Podcastio.
it's amazing? 900
21
episodes, David?
years.
Yeah, but some people, I mean, that's longer than people's marriages. That's
Oh, I
longer
know.
Than, you know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but then again, I also look at someone like, Carson or Letterman who are on 4 or 5 days a week, and they pass
Yeah, but
900 in
Yeah,
5
but
years.
that's different because they're subsidized by a machine, right?
Yeah. But anyway, I am subsidized on Pig Power and Hippo and other Pig Power. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in early November for a brand new episode of Days Gone By, and